The very last dress rehearsal was yesterday. Now, for the next couple weeks, guess what? This bad puppy, it's on. Okay, September 4th, it's on. July 21, I think it is, training camp starts. Pump the brakes on. Bingo. Let's wait till September. Oh, no. You know my favorite quotes are? Here's my favorite quotes. Did you see Keely Ringo yesterday on 7-on-7 in helmets and shorts? What a great looking talent. Okay, well, here, this just in. Wake me up when you got full gear on and you're out there in a game instead of playing 7-on-7 flag football. Okay? Come on now, man. Keely Ringo's legit. I see LJ. How do you know that? How do you know that? That he's legit. He wasn't legit a year ago. They didn't even use him. They went to Isaiah Rodgers. That's how much confidence the coach had in him. Come on, man. Oh, and by the way, Big Seal starting to get it back here. Nothing holds us down. Not going to happen. Hit the like button. Super chats go to the top, just like Kyle. Thank you guys very much. All right. Yeah, get this. Here's the difference. This dude, Keely Ringo's been on the team 3 fucking years. I mean, pretty soon, what are you going to do? File for what? Well, what is AARP card? That's how long he's been on the team. The guy's been on the team 3 years. I actually like Ringo to start. Yeah, okay. If you got Keely Ringo, I'll get to him in a minute. Put some WD-40 on those vocal cords, Big Sales. How you doing? We're doing. All right. Oh, by the way, because of that debate that we had with Xander on Devontae Smith. By the way, the players spoke. The cheerleader spoke, Nick Sirianni. Jalen spoke. I think Zack Baun, too, he spoke. But here, let's look at this here. I want to start it out with this. Then we'll get to my boy, Terry McLaurin. I love it. Great conversation about Terry the other day. Terry or Devontae. You know what? I'll hang my hat on Michael Irvin and what he says about him. Okay? I'll hang my hat with him. So let's see here. You tell me if you think this is cryptic or not. Maybe you won't. Now, A.J. Brown needs a quarterback to work out for the next couple weeks until you get to training camp on July 21. So my question would be this. What, you don't work out with Hurts? Jalen's not going to work out? Where's Hurts? I need a quarterback in Philly for the summer. Headline, John Clark, NBC Philly. I need a quarterback who can throw to me. I don't know. Boy, these guys are boys. I know this. Peyton Manning. Okay, Peyton Manning threw with Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison all the time in the offseason. Tom Brady threw with Julian Edelman and with Amendola the entire offseason. Jalen Hurts doesn't throw with A.J. Brown? Is there a problem? Okay, here, let me look at this again. This is John Clark. This ain't Big Cells. I need a quarterback in Philly for the summer. A real quarterback. Not a fan who thinks he can throw, but a real one. Well, shit. Doesn't that guy have backup quarterbacks like Tanner McKee? I mean, what is that? I mean, how many quarterbacks are on the Eagles right now? 4? The backup quarterbacks are not going to throw to A.J. Brown. This guy's looking for a high school guy like John McMullen to throw the ball to him. I mean, what do we got going here? Hey, wait, How many quarterbacks? Let me take a look at the Eagle roster right now. Let me see how many quarterbacks you have. 1, 2, 3. You got 4 quarterbacks. Why would he make that statement? I need a real quarterback. You're fucking telling me he's got 4 quarterbacks on the roster. Not one of them want to throw with him? No, he posted it. He posted this. This ain't big cells. So wait a minute. Tanner McKee, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who won't even make the team, and Kyle McCord are not available to throw to AJ? Well, what the fuck are they doing? Oh, okay, I'm just asking a question. You know me, because now yesterday was the last dress rehearsal. I just got a question here. So let's take Jalen Hurts out of this. So now one of those fucking backups, he has to throw. He's looking for a high school guy. I mean, are these guys on the same page? Do they want to be? Do they work out together? I'm just asking questions here because that's a weird post. That's AJ doing that. I mean, hey, this 2025 season is going to be epic. I'm telling you, this is going to be epic. Hey, get this. 2024 is old news. Hey, this just in. Thank you. Hey, so wait a minute. I'll ask again. Let me read this. And this is John Clark. He posted this. How cool is this? A.J. Brown is looking for a quarterback to throw to him this summer to prepare for camp. A.J. posted this on his Instagram. I need a real quarterback in Philly. Oh, oh my God. Okay, I need a real quarterback in Philly. A real quarterback. Holy shit. What's that supposed to mean? Like I said, do me a favor. Let's just take Jalen Hurts out of it. What's on Tanner McKee's dance card? Okay? What? Well, no. I'm asking you this. Doesn't Tanner McKee want to get better? Why wouldn't he just go, hey, Tanner, I want you to throw to me this summer? Hey, I'm just asking. I didn't post this. Okay? Hey, wait a minute. Look at this. This guy says, what did he say here? It's not fake news. AJ posted that. AJ Owens is back. Yeah, Ramen Leaders Hurts. This is going to be one heck of a comedy tour in 25. Thank you, Kyle. It's an indictment on Hurts. I don't know what to make of it. AJ posted it. They think I said it. Okay, look at this. Look at this. I don't ever remember Tom Brady throwing privately. I remember him going with Tom House with all of his wide receivers and tight ends in the offseason and working out together. Same thing with Reggie Wayne and with Marvin Harrison and Dallas Clark. I remember all those guys working out together because they all wanted to be on the same page. What the fuck are you talking about? You could get together, dog. They did it all the time. It's a bullshit comment. Hey, once again, I didn't post it. Hey, I need a real quarterback. Need a quarterback in Philly. Oh, hold on. You know, I'm like 75% now. Way better than yesterday. But I still need my, 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 I need a quarterback in Philly, a real one. Holy shit. That's a cryptic note, man. There's 5 dudes on the team. Not one of them. What's the point of that? Hey, is there somebody that will throw with me? I need somebody to throw with because I don't want to work out with Jalen Hurts. Why don't you just say, fucking Jalen, let's work out together? Honestly, this is the beginning. What's that thing Nick says? This is the shit you drop the seed in. You let the little flower grow. It fucking grows up. I'm not assuming shit. I'm asking a question. Get 5 guys under contract in Philly. Not one of them are good enough to throw with AJ? Or wait a minute. How about this? According to AJ, none of them are available. Is that it? Oh, that's it. Because Jalen Hurts' dance card's filled. Is that what it is in the offseason? Hey, I'm asking a question. Why would he post that? Go look it up. I didn't make that shit up. Look at this. This guy is money. Are you crazy? I will never want A.J. Brown ever traded. I will never say that. This guy is amazing content. Here, let me see what the comments are. I haven't even read it. Under John Clark posted this from NBC Philly. Get this, Amber. I hate to be the one, but low-key thought it was calling out Hurts. Okay, that's what I thought, Amber. I know a guy, Jalen Hurts. Hey, I know a guy, Tanner McKee. Hey, I'm your guy. Why not ask Jalen? How about the rookie from Syracuse? McKee, McCord? They're not available? Shit, even Eagle fans are asking. What is that? I mean, shit. One more time. Let me get that. That's cinema gold. I need a quarterback in Philly. A real one. No, but a real one. Oh, man. Hey, you know what that's code for? I need somebody who can throw me the ball. Shit. Man. You can always count on AJ in the offseason to give you some nugget. You know what they're doing, right? Okay, I will give you my opinion on that. Can I tell you what I think that is? Having gone through the installments and watching what they're putting in with Kevin Patullo. Personally, I don't think AJ likes the direction of the offense. I mean, I told you, this is going to be, if that team doesn't win the Super Bowl, AJ is going to be incorrigible. Okay? Get this, man. Why would you even post that? I need a quarterback in Philly for the summer. A real one. Holy shit. Guy's gold, man. No, you're probably right. I was always under the impression. I know J.J. McCarthy and John and what's his name, Justin Jefferson are working out. I don't know why those two. How about this? Do you guys think there's a great relationship between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts? Yes or no? No wrong, right answer. You think they got a great Do you think they have a great relationship? I'm not overreacting to anything, Gabe. I'm asking a fucking question. No, not as big as my belly, but you're getting closer. Huh? You think those guys have a great relationship? Are you kidding me? M. Reyes would think that Jalen Hurts has a great relationship. Let me think. With Putin. If Putin was an Eagle, M. Reyes would say Putin could play corner right next to Keely Ringo. Shit, if you want to put Putin at safety, I'm good with it. As long as he's an Eagle, I'm a fan of Putin. That's what that guy would say. Hey, Putin's an Eagle, start him at safety. How you doing? That's what that guy would say. I mean, are you kidding me? Smitty works out in Florida. AJ's in Philly, and Jalen's in California with all the movie stars. Red carpet, Sunset Strip, Sunset Boulevard. Kid's from Houston. What's he out in California? Big old TV star now with Oprah. Hanging out there in Santa Monica. You know, how you doing? Waving to the honeys there on Sunset Strip. How you doing? Hey, yeah, man, I got you, man. I'm a big TV star now with my 2905. Hey, you put me right up there with the rest of them. How you doing, man? I'm a big old star. I got a nice house right there on Malibu, overlooking the cliffs. Yeah, I bought Carson's house. How you doing? I live out in California. I don't live with my boys. Working out with my guys? Shit. Hey, why would I have to work out with my wide receivers? I don't throw the ball anyway. Shit, Jalen's like a stripper now. Big old TV star. How you doing? Win that MVP, baby. This guy moves on that pole, lifts that leg up. Shit, this guy Hurts is working for tips in Malibu. Oh, my God. Look at this, man. One more. Yeah, look at this. Thank you, John Clark. I need a real quarterback. Okay. Holy cow. Yeah, you're right. You hear what they said? Smitty works out in Florida. AJ's in Philly. Hey, let me ask you something here. Who's more Philly, AJ or Hurts? I'm starting to think AJ Brown. AJ's in Philly? All right. Hurts at out Malibu. Oh, so wait, Hurts lives in California now? He rents in Philly? Huh. Okay. I got it. Why don't you want to live in Philly? Woo! It's going to be a good 6 weeks. See, this time of the year, John McMullen hates it because, you know, he don't want to speculate on anything or, you know, have conversations on it. It's got to be about, this is what I saw at practice, and this is what they are. Then what do you do the rest of the time? Sit around talking about the no ratings NBA? Oh, Hurts lives in California now. He don't live in Philly. Yeah, that's real Philly. Next time I hear somebody tell me that Jalen Hurts represents Philadelphia, I'm going to shit all over you. He lives in California, Malibu. He may be down at the riots, holding the flag. Holy cow, man. This is too easy. Malibu Hurts. like Barbie. Like Malibu Hurts. Hold on, that's a new name. Malibu Hurts. Holy shit. Hey, yeah, he lives in. Hey, let me tell you, man. I love the city of Philly. Where do you live? Malibu. Shit. I live. Hey, you know, I just get a real good vibe from the city, and I really, it's all about living in Philly, and it's all about representing the fans and the toughness of the fans. Where do you live? No, I live in Riverside. Oh my God. Holy cow. That's so fucking great. I live in Malibu. Oh man. Hey, get this. Josh Allen lives in California. Well, Josh Allen don't have any fucking wideouts. He don't have $50 million in wide receivers. The best player on the team is not a receiver. It's the quarterback in Buffalo. And all those wideouts go out to him in California. You see, even Aaron Rodgers invited the entire, including DK Metcalf, to California to throw until training camp starts. Not Malibu Hurts. AJ needs a quarterback. Maybe I could get him Vinny Testaverde. Vinny could polish his arm off. Yeah, every one of those quarterbacks you're naming, everyone has a camp. They go to their homes. Brady used to have like a workout up in Montana too. Malibu Hurts. I live in California. I rep Philly. Oh my God. John Clark, you couldn't have given Big Sills any more ammo. I know it's nothing. I need somebody to throw to me. Not my number one guy. Now, is that more of an indictment on Hurts or the Eagles' Kevin Patullo and how they're installing these plays? Is that more? I need. Why would he need somebody to throw to? Passing game's not going to improve. You're not going to up the volume and throws. Why would you? Xander said that number one. He's right. Why would I up the volume of throws? Saquon Barkley said it. Barkley goes like this. We got the recipe. Why the fuck would I increase the throws? I wouldn't. Okay? I need a real quarterback in Philly. Oh, boy. Never gets dull. Never gets dull. AJ is a machine. He is. Best thing ever happened to Philly. This guy is a more calculated Terrell Owens. He's smarter than T.O. He's smarter. Yes, sir. He might not be as good, but he's smarter. He knows his time. I'll tell you one thing he does. He's got impeccable timing. Malibu Hurts. I need a quarterback to throw to. I need a quarterback. So the kid you drafted from Cuse is not there. Tanner McKee's not there. That stiff you got from Cleveland's not there. And obviously Hurts. His dance card's filled in California, Malibu. He's probably got a premiere to get to. Right? Okay. Maybe he should get that Army guy that was on the Army, the cadets a year ago. What was his name? Hey, Kyle, give me that guy's name because you'll have just as much volume thrown to you. It's a quarterback from Army. Who's that guy? Come on, man. Let me ask you this. Did you think when AJ posted the New England shit, what did you think that shit was? Bryson Daly. There he is. Bryson Hurts. Hey, when he posted that picture of the New England Patriots in his Twitter, that was probably like not a little shot either, right? I always wish that I was a Patriot. Yeah, Tom Brady's my favorite fucking player. Yeah, man. Oh my God. You can't get any better than this. I don't give a shit how you look at it. Stills divides the team to push a narrative. Oh, I divide the fucking team. Not me. I didn't post that, dickhead. If it's not Saquon, it's AJ. He finds ways to criticize Hurts. Stay woke, guys. Yeah. Stay woke. Yeah, you'll be canceled just like that guy from ABC News. Keep going there, Prince. You'll be back in jail with the Jan 6 guys. How you doing? Come on now, Prince. Come on now. Where is that goddamn thing? There's my Terry Oh, Jesus, my Terry McLaurin one. I can't get enough of that. I need a real quarterback in Philly. All right. All right. Get this. Are you not intentionally misunderstanding for drama? What? Because it seems that way. It could so easily be. What are you talking about? It could so easily be that they aren't available. But wait a minute here. Dro, all 5 of them? All 5 of them aren't in town. So he sends out a smoke signal. I need a quarterback. I mean, right? Well, hey, you better call Bryson Daly or whatever that guy's name. Bryson Carson. That fucker's name? This is too good. Oh, my God. I need a real quarterback in Philly. Somebody to throw me the ball this summer till we get to training camp because the quarterback I have is not available. I mean, don't him and AJ work out in the offseason at all? I mean, just a question. So the next time they'll see each other will be, July 21st. All right. Hey, well, shit. I mean, he was 50th in targets anyway. That's how it'll be this year, too. They're not going to deviate off that. Okay? Yeah. Well, wait a minute here. Hey, Dro, you got 5 quarterbacks under contract. Not one's around. One guy doesn't one guy live in Philly or New Jersey? That McCord kid? Not one of them are around. Man, I find that hard to believe. How about the quarterback coach? The quarterback? How about a jug gun? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I lived in Tampa. I lived in Dallas, and I lived in Detroit. Yes. I didn't live in Malibu. Malibu hurts. Guy's a superstar, man. You win that MVP, baby. A fucking superstar. Did you feel? Oh, I had to. I wasn't as good as those guys. I had to. Tom Brady had his receivers always. I could pull up videos right now. Brady offseason workouts with Mike Evans. Video. Let me see. Let's see. Tom Brady. Offseason workout video with Patriots. I'll just put that in. Shit, I don't even know if it's true. Here. There's 100 of them. Tom Brady generally attended mandatory mini camps, but skipped many of the voluntary. However, would always throw with his wide receivers in the offseasons. Here's videos of them. There, look at these. There's Amendola and Edelman in California. Malibu Tom. It's probably fucking nothing. I know. Hit that like buttons, you gullible Eagle guys. Hey, we're back. How you doing? It's all right. I got this one too, little nugget here. So PFF put out something on McLaurin. We had a little debate the other day. And by the way, you guys think this is stats? This is performance. This is against the top corners in the league. These aren't stats. This is performance. 10 touchdowns versus single coverage. Number 1 in pro football. 135.3 rating when targeted. The number 1 player at his position in pro football is Terry McLaurin. With Sam Howell throwing him the ball the last 5 years. Last year, when he had a great quarterback, he was number 1 in those numbers. Do you understand? When he's targeted, number 1, he's the best player in the league when he's targeted number 1. That includes every receiver in pro football from a year ago. Love the channel. Who's Brandon Lloyd's comp in today's game? Let me see. Who would I say? Let me see here. Brandon Lloyd. I appreciate the super. Thank you so much, man. Who would I put? Brandon Lloyd. It's a great question. I don't know. Brandon Lloyd. Who would I put? He's a good player, man. 1 year he had 1448, led the NFL in receptions. That was in, I think they're retiring as number 2 in Denver. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know, man. 1 year over 1,000. He's a good football player, but he wasn't exceptional. You know, he wasn't exceptional. In today's game, Ayuk's better. That's hard, man, because I think he's more of like a number 3 guy. 1 year he had a great year. He had almost 1,500 yards. I think they're retiring his number, though. Hit that like button. Sills, you can't be doing 2 shows a day. Hold on. I didn't do this morning. No. I didn't do this morning. So I could be cool here. I'm way better. No. I didn't do the one in Tampa. I came here for Malibu Hurts. I need a real quarterback. Man, I can't get enough of that. Thank you. Malibu Hurts. I live in Malibu. Oh, man. I love it. Enough. I can't take it. You know, you always cause stuff and shit cells. Stop it. Okay, sweetness. Don't worry, honey. Be all right. AJ needs somebody. Yeah, hey, no, you're right. It is dumb. Why would somebody fucking say I need a quarterback when you got 5 of them under contract? It's a shot at Hurts. I didn't take it that way. Of course you wouldn't. because you don't know diva receivers. They do dumb shit. Yeah. So wait a minute. You got 5 guys that are Philadelphia Eagle quarterbacks. And he threw that out that I need a real quarterback in Philly. And he's going to get that. Right? Somebody sitting at home like he's Vince Papale. You're fucking stupid. And you know what? You're perfect for Bob Lang. Bob Lang loves that guy. Oh, Sileo's making shit up. There's nothing to that. He doesn't know what he's talking about with diva receivers. You're reading more into it. Of course I am. Of course I am. Here's your Kool-Aid. Unfortunately, it doesn't affect me. I have the anti-remedy. It's called anti-bum juice. That's anti-bum juice. Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm sure it's nothing. I need a quarterback in Philly, a real one. Oh, shit. Took a shot at Hurts. Unbelievable. Yes, sir. Let's see here. No, you didn't read enough. If you followed all the AJ stuff, you would know it wasn't a shot at anyone. Hey, I got to take another shot of anti-bum juice. Hey, I need as much as I can because I could get polluted easily here by all the fandom. Man, a lot of fandom going on. I need a real quarterback. Oh, Sills is back. Down one day, back the next. That's the story of me, man. Can't keep me down. I mean, come on now. Woo! Man, I need a real quick. I got to do it. Let me see. I got to keep that fucker up. Let me see that thing over here. I'm going to move on here. Don't worry, Sue. Get your little panties in a bind. I know you get a little upset. That thong gets a little tight, huh, Sue? Let's see here. Let's go here. Let's see. I got to keep. At my older age, I got to keep it up here. This tweet. Hang on here. Let me look at it. I got to take a look at this thing. This is with. Hey, I'm going to frame this, and I'm going to remind everybody when that guy's got fucking 6 targets. Let me see here. And it's Saquon. I need a real quarterback in Philly, a real one. Yeah. Okay. Hollywood hurts. Hollywood fucking hurts. So much fun. Oh, it is. Hey, Charlie, all kidding aside, I swear to God, I never in a million years ever thought it'd be this cool. I think it's better covering the Philadelphia Eagles than the Cowboys. You know why? You win. You fucking win. And you win big. And you talk shit big. Absolutely. I would make this point to you that the Philadelphia Eagles they've got to be the funnest team to cover. They got built-in stupid shit drama. You got a fanboy or the greatest ass kisser coach of all time. Got a heck of a quarterback. You got nice drama. I mean, shit. I didn't hear a lot of ass kissing yesterday from Nick. I was surprised. I think since he got his money, he laid off the ass kissing, which means that the CarMax sponsor's probably gone. Hey, Nick's not kissing Howie's ass as much. I thought that was on display yesterday. I didn't hear Howie's name. I was expecting 25 times. I didn't see that. There wasn't a lot of ass kissing. Yeah, no, it was good. So here, let me get to this now. Let me get to Nick. Look at this. I got Nick front and center. Look at all this shit. Look at how much content you guys give. It's fucking great. Did Nick say anything yesterday? I don't know. One thing I did notice, though, like I said, there wasn't a lot of puckering up. It's pretty good. I think he's starting to feel the role. Starting to feel a little better. Yeah. Nick's starting to feel a little better about himself. I didn't hear a lot of Jeffrey Lurie. I didn't hear a lot of Howie Roseman. It's all about the process that he invented. So he was asked right out of the gate about Saquon retiring. And he's like, this guy's got a lot of football ahead of him. Hey, Nick, if that guy ever called it a career, I'd be at his front door going, I'll give you half my fucking paycheck. Please don't leave. I'm not kidding. I would. I don't want that guy leaving. Because I do. And by the way, I thought Barkley was excellent. I really like Saquon Barkley. I didn't like him in New York. I won't lie. I did not like him in New York. Let me go on. Yeah, we're not really sold on right guard yet. And long part of the season, he was asked about right guard. Boy, do they want Tyler Steen to win that job. Because it's an indictment on another failed third rounder if that guy doesn't. Okay? If Steen does not win that job, okay, that's a failure pick. And I do think, get this. So let me ask you this. They don't know who's playing right guard as of June 11th. All they got is they're hoping that Steen wins that job, right? That's what I got from Nick. All right. Barkley's in amazing shape. How could you not think that? I'll tell you, he said something that's so right. And I'm going to say this applied to Jordan Davis, especially after what Vic Fangio said about fat body being in shape later in the year. Be in shape. Because when you're in shape, you have more of a propensity to be more in tune with details. He is so right. Do you understand that if you're in shape, conditioning beats talent all the time, unless that talented player is a player like Jordan or the rest of those guys that are those elite 1%ers that train like that, prepare like that, that's when you're not beating those guys. Those are the guys you can't beat. You know who you beat? Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony had as much talent as LeBron James. Okay, he did. Unfortunately, that guy loved eating at Wawa. And LeBron took care of his body. Kudos to LeBron. I'll say this to you about LeBron James. LeBron James is the greatest longevity athlete next to Tom Brady I've ever seen. You'll never see a 40-year-old guy average 26 and 10 in NBA history. It's never happened. That guy's 26 and 10 at 40. Brady's winning Super Bowls at 40. These guys took care of their bodies. Carmelo Anthony was a fat body. Ran himself out of the league by not taking care of the little things, which turned out to be big things. Okay? And Nick's right on that. Conditioning is the key. I'm telling you, I see it in rugby. I see it in football. The most conditioned teams and the most conditioned athletes, those are the ones that win. You can have the most talented people on the planet, but if you're fat and out of shape and it's the 56th minute or it's the fourth quarter in a football game, you're going to get beat. Fatness loses. Out of shape loses. Because when you condition your body, you condition the mind. Howard Schnellenberger used to tell this shit to us all the time. Your mind's the first thing to go, not your body. Because you're training your mind to take you beyond the limit. That's why you train so hard. You're training your mind. How many times have you ever trained till you faint? None. If you've never trained until you fainted, you've never trained that hard. Okay? Because what you're doing is, no, but get this. You know how many people have never done that? 1,000 people. Nobody faints after every training period. You're training your mind, though. Your mind is the thing that is going to hold you back, even though your body's in shape. Keep training to the last limit. Your mind will follow. The mind is the last thing to follow. That's what Howard used to tell us. He looked at all of us. We were all in great shape. He looked at us and said, how many guys have ever fainted in here? Nobody put their hand up. He goes, listen, the reason we train so hard, we're training your guys never to quit and to keep pushing. Again, you'll put your hand up before you'll faint. And you keep training. The further you train, the better condition you're in. You'll beat talent every day. Okay? Every day. My kid's a maniac in training, and I love it. She hates not fucking training. Drives her nuts. That's a champion's mentality. That's a champion. Okay? What do you think? You think I get this? I took a day off, and I'm like, okay, I know you train every day like a maniac. She could jump on top of the fucking Empire State Building. Crazy. Hey, Xander, I missed the super chat. Please, can you put it up? Yeah, so fatness is Loserville. That's why Vic didn't want to answer it with Jordan Davis. Get this. How would you like to be this guy? Jordan Davis was the 13th pick in the draft 2 years ago. Vic Fangio, the D coordinator, was asked, how come it took Jordan Davis to get your ass into shape in week 15, 16, and 17, and it took you that long? Well, what do you think? He came in as a fat ass. He wasn't prepared to play. Could you imagine? You're holding yourself back by not being ready. Being in shape takes no athleticism. You don't have to be an athlete to be in shape. You have to have commitment to be in shape. You know what I mean? 99% of the people in sports are not committed like that. Okay? Fatigue makes cowards of us all. It's true. Nick, he's right. I'll tell you one thing that I was really impressed with. The condition of the football team was absolutely insane great last year outside of Jordan Davis. They were great. Okay? And when you got everybody in the building that's really got a commitment to being in shape, you got a great culture. That's a culture. That's a culture. No, the only thing I would be bitching about would be your fucking shit takes. Let's see here. So that was good. Let me see here. He's not concerned about Jihad Campbell. Why should you be? Jihad Campbell, you knew what you were getting when you drafted him. You know what you did? Now that I'm starting to get an understanding of what you did with Jihad Campbell, you know what you did? You bought a vehicle that had been in a car wreck. You bought a Ferrari that had been in a car wreck at a discount price. That's who Jihad Campbell is. Because if he's healthy, probably goes 12. Right? Still a Ferrari. It's going to run excellent. It's still going to be one of the greatest cars on the road. No indictment. I would want it. Anybody on the planet would want it. But you bought a Ferrari that was in an accident. That's why he went 31. That's a good deal. No shade. If that guy's 100%, he don't go 31. He goes 15. That's what he did. And that's how they're looking at him. He's a Ferrari that was in an accident. And you bought it with low miles. And once it's fixed, it's going to be a Ferrari. That's what, again, why did he go 31? The injuries. That's right. He's not a lemon. He's not a lemon. Nobody's saying that he's a lemon. I'm not saying that. I think he's a great football player. So you can have time to develop that player. Okay? I mean, right? Yeah, okay. Kevin Petula does a great job at preparing. Well, okay. You're telling me things I already know about him. Tell me something I don't know about him, Nick. Jalen said it in his sit down, and we'll get to that. Kevin Petula does a great job at preparing practices, talking in front of the guys. That's not a skill set. Okay? One of Nick's guys, he likes him. The organization likes him. Jalen likes him. Okay. That's not special. I'll get to what Jalen said. That was important. Jalen said, you know what's crazy? I heard Xander ask the question to John McMullen, anything stick out at you with those pressers? I'll tell you. Here's something Hurts said. The tush push. So we're going to have to be better at it. And we're going to be even better. I believe that. You know why? You got arguably the greatest offensive line I've ever seen. There's no getting around it. That's the best offensive line I've ever seen constructed. Now, I did play against an Oiler line that had Mike Munchak, Bruce, help me out, Yale. Bruce Matthews. And those guys were on that line. Those guys are Hall of Fame players. Bruce Matthews was an all-pro, not Pro Bowler, at all 5 positions. And his brother Clay was exceptional. Bruce Matthews, 6'5", 325 pounds, was a tremendous football player. Mike Munchak was spectacular. Those guys were great, but this is the best O-line I've ever seen. Okay? And they'll be better. They'll be better. He loves Nolan Smith. I would too. I'm really starting to like that player more and more. I love that kid's energy. There's just a fire about him. It really is, man. I mean, there's just a fire about him. I love that guy, man. I mean, really, he makes you root for him. You know how there's guys that, you don't know if you're rooting for. You root for him. He's the guy you root for. Tough kid, leader, embraces his role. Man, I really love him. I really do. I'm liking him more. Every time, they should put that kid's ass in front of the mic all the time. He's got energy, all of that. I would make the comment to you that there's your BG's heir apparent. I like it, man. I like that kid a lot. Hit the like button, please, guys. Appreciate you. We have great people in the building. They do. Between Vic Fangio, Jeff Stoutland, the DB coach, Bobby King. They got a lot of great coaches in that building. That's a damn good coaching staff. I'll make a point to you here. I bet you Clint Hurt and Bobby King are no longer on your football team a year from now, and they're coordinators somewhere in the league, especially if that defense has a great year. I'm surprised nobody was plucked off that team. Maybe they took interviews, maybe somebody wanted them, but Bobby King was sensational. That's the best linebacker play since I've been covering your team, and it's because Bobby King. I mean, he's a great, and from what I understand, Clint had a couple calls about becoming a defensive coordinator, but he didn't follow up on him because he's very comfortable where he is. And Vic asked him to stay. He sees the potential that he has on his team. Remember, he was up in Seattle for years with Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll called him. Just so you know, off the record, Pete Carroll offered Clint Hurtt the defensive coordinating job. That's a fact. Probably shouldn't have said it, but Clint was offered the job. Offensive coordinator, I think, went to Chip Kelly, and he wanted Clint to be the D coordinator in Vegas, and he said no. He wanted to stay in Philly. Wants a better opportunity. He didn't want to work for Mark Davis, so he stayed. I knew that 3 weeks ago. So, starting to get around now that he was offered that. Offered to come in and interview for the job, I should say. Here, let me be clear. He was offered to come in and interview for the job, and he declined. He wanted to stay in Philly. That's a fact. So, and it had a lot to do with Vic. I think Clint is coveting another job. I don't know what that job is. He won't tell me. Okay? Maybe it's here. It would not shock me if the Eagles and Howie and them guys have said that, hey, look, I know if an opportunity comes, you got to grab it if you want it, but it would not shock me if he's the heir apparent coordinator here. He's got a great relationship with Nick. I didn't realize that, but he's got a great relationship with Nick. Nick likes him. So maybe he's the replacement for Vic down the line. Okay. What else? Yeah, no, I thought Nick did some good. He didn't really tell you much. Okay. By the way, Jalen Carter loves Clint Hurtt, and he gets the best out of him. I mean, look at how he played at the tail end of 23 compared to how he played from week 1 to week 21. He was fucking amazing. And he doesn't even know what he's doing yet. He runs around too many blocks. Once that guy starts playing technique, he's got a chance to be something like Sapp, but bigger. He's a great-looking talent. Bobby King developed the kid with the Texans. Yeah, Bobby King's a great coach. From what I understand, the relationship with Bobby King was through Clint. Vic didn't know him. And then I can't remember. I think it was Pete Carroll recommended him to Vic. Somebody else Vic asked. Let me take a look. I'll tell you exactly. Oh, geez. Who was that guy that I got in that email? Who was that guy? I'll tell you in a second. I got an email. Let me see here. Yeah, let me go down here. Where did he coach? It was in Texas with the Texans. And of course, with the Chargers, that's what it was. It was Mike McCoy. Mike McCoy and Chuck Pagano's brother, John Pagano, recommended Bobby King. That's right. John Pagano. Remember that picture I showed you yesterday? John Pagano used to be the defensive coordinator with the Chargers. They were all in that Charger staff with Mike McCoy, Frank Reich, Nick Sirianni, Bobby King. They were all on that staff out in San Diego. He was there. And Mike McCoy was the head coach. Frank was the coordinator. And John Pagano was the defensive coordinator of that team. How many years do you think Vic has left? You know, those are the kind of guys that, you know, there's no timetable. That guy could go until like 3-4 more years, maybe 3. He's coached a long time. Okay? Coached a long time. A lot of these coaches, like the higher coaches, they knew from past jobs, right? And worked with, yes. Okay? You're way too old to be trolling in a chat net. I don't know who the fuck what he's talking about. Yeah, senor. Well, because that's how you hire coaching staffs. You know what I'm saying? That's how you hire coaching staffs. And you build resumes through hiring coaching staffs because you've worked with people. Kevin Patullo has worked with people in Indianapolis. Worked with Frank. Frank knows him very well. Nick was the passing game coordinator, and I believe the wide receiver coach, then the quarterback coach with Phillip Rivers in San Diego. And then when Frank got the job, that's how Nick got over from Kansas City over to Indianapolis. Yeah, it's a family tree. It totally is. A guy. Hey, that really coming from you? Honest to God, that's a compliment. What did Rubio say the other day? Now I know I'm doing my job. Yeah. All right. So let's go to the players now. Let's go to Saquon Barkley. Boy, I'll tell you something about Saquon Barkley, man. He is an impressive young man. Saquon Barkley is impressive. Okay? He's impressive. He said something cool. He is so genuine. Not like Malibu Hurts. I shouldn't say that. I think Jalen's genuine. I do. I don't think he's full of shit like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is full of shit. Jalen's not. He's not full of shit. But Barkley was asked the question, your offseason. He goes, yeah, man, it's been fun. A lot of cool things I got a chance to do. You know, I got a chance to go around, do some things. Really awesome. I mean, I love listening to him talk. He's such a down-to-earth leader. Boy, guy like that walks into a room, man, he's just like a shiny diamond. You know he's in the room. He's a gem of a dude. Yeah, I buy this, Mike. I think that's right. I don't think there's anything stupid with quirky. It's all right. You know, kind of a geek dude. Yeah, I don't think there's anything fucking wrong with that. Half the guys in the league are dumb and quirky and geeky. It's all good. Man, I really like Barkley. He's just a lot of fun things. He sounded like a kid. You never want a player. You never want a player ever to lose the love of the game. Like a kid. Yeah. He said, my body feels great. That is so great to hear. He goes, Kevin Patullo, we got a bunch of great players around us. It's really awesome to be around these guys. You know, I have no idea what the offense is going to look like. I kind of have like great teammates. Remember something. The system that they're running is not complicated. The players make that system complicated because they're dominant. Like, you know how many times you have to have a great playmaking offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator to compensate for the lack of talent. Your talent is better than anything you draw up on a chalkboard. Dude, honestly, if I put in the Buffalo Bills offensive football players on that team, how many games would you win with the Eagle offensive coaches? Without Josh Allen? 6. With that Eagle talent, the talent is better by far than what you do. It's not complicated. It's not hard. You barely throw to your tight end. The third wide receiver is useless. You throw to 2 guys, you run the ball, and you dominate. It's not complicated. You just can't stop it. That's players. You don't run complicated routes. There's no motion. There's nothing. No middle of the field throws. It's nothing. But when you put the ball in the hands of those players, they light that fucking system up like it's a scoreboard at a fair. They are so good. Again, you're not complicated. You just can't stop them. Okay? I saw somebody say that the Philadelphia Eagles have the 5th best offense in football. And I'm like this because what they're doing is they're looking at the quarterback. Well, my question would be this. You really think that the Eagles have the 5th best offense? You show me a defense in pro football today that can stop that offense. Running the ball. Give me one football team. Give me one football team that could stop the Eagle offense. And I'll go, you're right. Name me one. I saw the Eagle defense a year ago stop that Bengals offense and make it look like it was the New York Giants. You know what? If you think about it, what was the difference between the Bengal game and the New York Giant game? Nothing. I mean, a year ago, you made the New York Giants look as good as the Bengal offense. So don't tell me the Eagles have the 5th best offense. That's just on paper with someone fucking talking. You get on a football field, I want to see somebody stop them. I don't believe it. Like, I'm a defensive-minded guy. I don't see a defense in the league today that can stop those guys. And I would like to say it. Buccaneers is a good one. That's the closest. In my opinion, that's the closest, the Buccaneers. We won our Super Bowl how the Steelers won their first 2 power running and punishing defense. You're talking about the 4 and 6 back in the day with Green and with Franco. Yes. Bradshaw didn't throw the ball very much, and they played great running ball with Blyer and Franco and great defense. Yes. Okay. Again, still, who is better? Who has a better 2025 season, Barkley or McCaffrey? I'm going to go Barkley. He's on a better O-line. Ask this question. Who's had a better career? McCaffrey. By far. Let's see here. So let's finish up with Barkley. Get this. This guy thinks Saquon Barkley's had a better career than Christian McCaffrey. Really? One season. One season. That's it. One season. No, only one season. Here. Here. This is not difficult. Barkley never even remotely touched this shit. 2 years in a row, over 100 catches and 1,000 yards receiving. Oh, by the way, also had 1,400 yards rushing. Carolina led the NFL in rushing with 1,500 yards. And by the way, receiving, how many catches does he have in his career? He's got 524 catches with 4,500 receiving yards and 6,387. And just about the same amount of years. And this guy was injured. Bro, you're out of your mind. I know. There was nobody a better dual threat running back than McCaffrey. And he was on a shitty team too. Same way he was on one with the Giants. Okay? Oh, yeah. Well, no, you remember that McCaffrey was on Carolina Panthers too. Okay? So let me continue with Barkley. I love the kid. He said he feels awesome. That's so great. By the way, I thought something that was he is really interesting guy, man. Now I know he wanted the rushing record. Here, somebody asked him. Nobody's ever gone 2K in a row. Okay? Nobody's ever gone 2K. He goes, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Bob, maybe it'll do something like that. Yeah, I think about that. Well, fuck, dude. If you thought about that, you didn't think about 2105? I know now he wanted the record. He feels cheated. The Super Bowl makes it better. But he wanted it all because you know what he says next? My goal is to be the greatest player ever to play. Nick never asked him. Not true. Nope. Because Barkley was asked the question, he wanted the record. So did the O-line. Okay? I'm not saying, yeah, I know they did. But he wanted the record. Marlon Hampton about to be right behind Barkley. I like Hampton. I do. Okay, I'm just saying. If you want to go for 2K in a row, you wanted 2105. Yale, he was asked the fucking question whether he wanted to break the record or not. He said yes. He said he did. I'm going by what the player said. Here. About golf. I like this. So he's addicted to golf. That's not what he heard. How many people in here heard Saquon Barkley say, I wanted to do it. I wanted it. He was disappointed. Dog. He fucking said it. We all heard it. We talked about it. You're making shit up. Anyway, he really wants to be the best that ever played. And I really, really, I like this guy a lot. Okay. Devontae Smith, I didn't write very much down about him. He really doesn't say much. He is a shy superstar. Okay. He really is without a doubt. He really doesn't say a lot. You know, he works out. He's humble. And, you know, I really like it. And, you know, I got to tell you, I really like it. I really like the fact that the way the guy handles himself. He's a really great star. And there's no doubt he is one of the great leaders on that team. How they took that. Here. Barkley did want to rush for 2105 to Eric Dickerson's single season, but he was 101 yards shy due to being rested in the regular season. And Barkley admitted that he wanted the record. Okay. I mean, dude, all you got to do is go back and look at the quotes. Not that hard. All right. So let me go to Hurts. Actually, let me do Lane. Hit the like button, guys. I agree. Yo. Whatever. I'll tell you something about Lane. Remember when Xander and I were talking about All Pro, and we were talking about Pro Bowl lists, and we were talking about accomplishments. Okay, remember that? And a lot of people in Philly don't think the players care about making All Pro. Lane Johnson was asked explicitly, were you pissed off that you didn't make first team All Pro? He said yes. You guys call them stats. I call them accomplishments. He was also followed up by asking, is that drive you this year as well? Yeah, because I got people out there that are thinking that I'm not one of the top 2 tackles in the game. And that's driving me. You can have team goals, but you can also have individual accomplishments you want to achieve. You can have both. And there's nothing wrong with having both. Lane is now in a position in his career where he needs Pro Bowls and All Pro teams because he wants to be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, we're good, bro. You know that. Okay? Hey, it matters to players. It matters to team for fans, not the players. They want both. That's why Barkley wants the record and the Super Bowl. You don't have a long time in this game, and you want to accomplish as much as you can. Lane will be in the Hall of Fame. Well, if he gets by a couple guys that will hold juicing against him, I don't. 2 times suspended for juicing, we'll see. I think he's a Hall of Famer. But he's been bumped for juicing twice. Will that hold? Will some voters? I mean, if Deflategate and Spygate are going to hurt Belichick's chances, being popped for PEDs is going to hurt him too. Lane may not be a first ballot because of that. I think he's a great tackle. Okay? I think he's a great tackle. And he totally belongs in Canton. So I think he's a great player. I think he gets in. Okay, get this. Really? PEDs don't have the same stigma? Well, then why are you fucking suspended every time that you get popped for PED still if nobody gets suspended? And it's not a big deal. People still get suspended for getting popped for PEDs. I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe it will. I don't. If I'm not mistaken, I heard him say that he took those PEDs because I think it was a foot injury that he had. Okay? If you don't think Bill Belichick's getting into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, on the first ballot, you're high. Okay? You're fucking high. It's league rules. What's that mean? Well, if it's league rules, it's CBA rules, which means it's Players Association rules too. Do you understand how that works? It's not just an NFL rule. It's a collectively bargained rule. That means the players agree and league agrees. It's collectively bargained. Seals, can you explain the whole story for what happened in Atlanta? I was only a kid when it happened. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Atlanta. Seals, I think you're mistaken on what you're saying about players preferring the Super Bowl accolade over regular season stats. Yes, players want that, but there are levels. I heard Lane Johnson say he was pissed off he wasn't first-team All-Pro. You can have both, dude. I didn't say that not having a Super Bowl is not a priority. That's a team event. That has nothing to do with a player's accomplishment as an individual player in this league. Zero. There's been great players that have played in this league that have not won Super Bowls. They're not any lesser of a player than Lane Johnson or anybody else that's ever played, and they don't have Super Bowls. That's not how players look at each other. Guy like Brady that carried a franchise, sure. But at the end of the day, once again, I mean, Lane Johnson fucking said it. I was disappointed. Wasn't named first team All-Pro. Watch the video. I heard him say it. Isn't it funny? They say it. You don't believe it. They fucking said it yesterday. I'm not saying to you that Lane doesn't want a Super Bowl ring, but he wants a Hall of Fame ring too. Favre did PEDs? When was that? Favre got busted for fucking amphetamines. I was referring to the Ray Lewis incident. No. I can't do that. I can't do that. Kyle. Yeah, no. Probably one of the only things that I won't. I got some pictures that are actually still in my phone that the NFL commandeered that I never got back, that it was sent to me from the limo. So I'm going to slide out of that. Okay? I have pictures that were sent to me that when they were in the limo, and they were taken from me from the NFL security. So I'm not going to comment on that. Wasn't involved, but somebody goes, look at this. There's blood everywhere. And I'm not going to go there. Okay? I got, NFL security took my phone for about a week. This was way back. Sills, do you see improvement from Hurts this year? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So let me finish up here with Lane. You know, he's high on Steen. And he thinks Steen's going to win that job, I think. Okay? He thinks Steen's going to win that job. He says he came back a little bit better. Okay? Confused on what? Get this. This is what I dig. Lane Johnson says he's in the best health and in the prime of his career. How old is Lane? Can somebody tell me how old Lane Johnson is? Oh, good, Prince. Thank you. How old is Lane? He's 35. He thinks he's in his prime. That's wonderful to hear. Lane's going to play until he's 40. Okay? I don't know what it is, okay? But defensive tackles, from the time they're 22 to the time that they're 30, that's their prime. Offensive tackles, from like 28 to like 38. That's their prime. And I think it's got a lot to do that there's more technique on offensive tackle and offensive line than there is defense. I think it's tougher to play the offensive line. Why? They're moving backwards. Pass protection. They move forward in run blocking. You ask any old lineman, they'd rather run block than pass protect. They don't want to pass protect. You got these guys 350 pounds, 380 pounds running at you like that. Nobody wants that. They want to run block. I mean, every old lineman wants to run block. They don't want to pass protect. What else happens? Can anybody tell me when you're pass protecting? Okay? And you're backing up, what happens? Especially a tackle. Seems linemen's age. It is. Watch when I do this. You get rolled up behind, blow your knee out, hamstrings go. I can't tell you, one of the things that happens to old linemen as they get older is that these old linemen lose their flexibility in their hamstrings because they're backing up so much. They're not run blocking enough. And the longevity of these guys are just not there. Man, you got to be a special athlete to play offensive tackle in this league. You know, there's some of the greatest athletes on the field. I mean, you're on an island. When you're playing tackle, right tackle, left, you know, I'll say this about Lane. That right tackle, left tackle used to be a really bigger thing. Right tackle was always the lesser guy. But you got to remember something. When Lane was drafted, who was the quarterback on the team? Does anybody remember? Who was the quarterback? When Lane got drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles, who was the starting quarterback? Anybody remember? It was Michael Vick. And what is Michael Vick? What is Michael Vick? He's left-handed. The backside was the right tackle. He was the backside protection on Vick. Now, why they didn't move Lane over is because Peters showed up. And Peters is going to go down as one of the best left tackles to ever play. And so dude, I don't ever remember the Eagles not having great offensive tackles. Plus, you had Trey Thomas. You've had so many fucking great tackles. It blows the mind how you've had better left tackles than wide receivers and offensive linemen. I can't believe we've been going this long. I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. That's how great it is. Yeah, a little more here on Lane before we get to Xander. He said about Stoutland. He goes like this. Somebody asked him a question. Do you know what your career would be like if you didn't get drafted to Philly and didn't have Stoutland? He goes all the time. He goes all the time. I don't know what I would be. I have no idea. He's a motivator. You know, there's certain guys that know how to hit you with a hammer, and there's certain guys that hit you with a feather. Stoutland is a spectacular coach. Stoutland is one of the greatest position coaches in the history of the league, not just in Eagle history. The amount of guys he develops year in and year out. Look at what he just did. Let me show you guys something. See, 20, 25, 25, there's 10, 2 for 70. Let's see. Center, 2 tackles. That's 70. Who else has got? Okay, what's his name? Got 10 out in Los Angeles. Becton. And Fred got what? What was it? 7? Just last year alone, Jeff Stoutland created $90 million in salaries for Cam Jurgens, Mulata, Lane. Oh, wait, I forgot Landon. So that's $120 million alone in salaries that he's coached in players. And if you want to add Isaac Seumalo, that's $140 million. If you're an O-lineman, where the fuck do you want to be coached? There's $140 million worth of offensive linemen in today's NFL because of that dude in Philly. If you're an agent and you got a free agent tackle, he's been bumbling around like Becton, you go to Philly, take $1.5 million. That guy's going to make you $10 million next year. What did Becton sign for? $1.5 million? He, on Wall Street, you call it a tenfold. 10 times the investment. Becton got his money back 10 times the investment on leaving the Jets and going to Philadelphia, signing with the Chargers. That's return on investment. That's what Jeff Stoutland does for you. And, oh, by the way, he puts guys in Canton. Guy's a machine. All right. Well, what names do we come up with? Hold on. I got to do something here. Oh, because I'm going to need it here. Malibu Hurts. Hollywood Hurts. And all this off of, what is his name? John Clark? I need a quarterback in Philly, a real one. This is the best time of the year. God, I love this time of the year. Without further ado, by the way, all you Stunads in here, in case you don't know how much I love you, I took the morning show in Tampa off so Big Sills could be armed and ready. Okay? So what do we do here? Without further ado, Big Z! Xander Kraus joins us now.
My bad. What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother? You're sounding a little more fresh today.
Absolutely, and especially with Malibu Hurts.
What do you mean Malibu Hurts? Like, what are you talking about here? Malibu Hurts.
Well, he lives in California. He don't live in Philly. You know, you guys are telling me in here he lives in Malibu now. He's on Sunset Strip, chasing the honeys around there. You know, he's got a big.
Who said he's in Malibu? Fuck Prince?
I don't know.
What does Prince know? Prince doesn't know shit.
Hurts is living out in Malibu now. He's over there on the cliffs hanging out.
Jalen's probably bouncing around for his 5 weeks off and probably still working out. Probably going to get working in Texas at Channelview where his dad's a coach and his brother's a coach. Probably going to do that. Probably bounce out to the quarterback coaches out in Cali for a little bit. Jalen Hurts is fine. I mean, what are we doing here, Sileo?
I'm just going to go off a tweet here by A.J. Brown himself. I need a real quarterback in Philly. A real quarterback, a real one. So you're trying to tell me to throw to this summer. So let's just take Malibu Hurts out of this. Tanner McKee's not around. Dorian Stiff Thompson Robinson's not around. Kyle McCord aren't around. This guy just floats that out there. 5 guys are under contract plus a scouting team guy. And he's saying, I need a quarterback to throw to me.
He should be hanging out with Kyle McCord, man. Kyle McCord's a Philly.
Yeah.
He grew up in, I think, in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, which is close to the city. That's where he should be hanging out, man. I think AJ's on the Jersey side as well. So come on, man. Get on the phone with Kyle McCord. Yeah. I didn't really think anything of it, honestly. This is a big Sills. I thought the guy wants to get working, and he needs a good quarterback.
Like you're telling me nobody's available on the roster?
I don't know. How do I know?
I don't know either. I just go by what he said.
I know you don't know. You're just guessing. I mean,
I'm not guessing. I'm reading. I mean, you're telling me he's got to get a high school quarterback to throw to him for 6 weeks?
Kyle McCord's a pro, man. He's a pro.
No. He said, I need someone to throw to. Why didn't he just fucking ask Kyle McCord?
I don't know. Apparently, Kyle McCord's going to be at his lake house, Trevor says. So,
so wait. Boy, I tell you, man, all these Eagle quarterbacks now got Malibu Hurts, you got fucking all these guys. Tanner McKee.
That's what happens when you're the face of football, man. That's how it goes, man. You got a lot of things going on.
How can you be the face of football when you're not even the face of your team?
What do you mean? Who'd the Olympics use on the cover for the face of entirety of football? What do you mean? It's Jalen Hurts, the face
Olympics.
of football.
Yeah, because the Olympics are a benchmark now. Come on. I'll tell you what I did like.
It's worldwide. You missed the point.
I got to tell you, man, I love listening to Barkley talk. I do. I mean, he really said some great things. He goes like this. He goes, yeah, I'm really enjoying myself, By the way, he wanted 2105 because someone goes, what do you think about going 2K? And he goes, yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to do that. So you're telling me, wait, he wants to go for 2K, but he didn't want 2105, right?
Well, I mean, it's easier to sit back and before the season to make a proclamation like that. I mean, when you're in the moment, in the game, and you're 1 game away, and you're obviously have the situation of the playoffs looming, you make a different decision in the moment than when you talk about a season and as it's going to play out in the future. Obviously, he's going to, strive to have great metrics and goals, that would put him in rarefied air. Obviously, he's a great player and he wants to achieve great things. But obviously, it's also a different approach, in the season when you're, hey, we get the playoffs looming. Hey, we're trying to go to a Super Bowl. All those different factors dictate which way you go.
Okay.
But I do like listening to him too. But I did want to ask you the one thing. I mean, did you happen to hear like the one comment about, everyone around me is telling me to take it easy. So I'm listening to them, even when I watch Henry and Christian McCaffrey working. And so I'm not saying I'm at all concerned about Saquon Barkley. I'm just wondering what level are we talking here? You know what I mean? You don't want to come in flat-footed a little bit because you weren't running full speed all off season.
Well, let me give you a little bit of a back and forth between.
I mean, remember, wait a second. You chirp Jalen a little bit for going Hollywood. I love Saquon, but same as there, right? He's golfing with the president. He's doing a bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean?
It's a good pull by you because I heard Magic Johnson and Larry say this during their rivalry. And I would think maybe Henry and Barkley have a little friendly rivalry going back and forth on who's going to be the top guy every year in the league. Everybody has that because there was always Elway and Marino. You always wondered who the better guy was. So I would say this to you. When Magic would turn and he would see Larry Bird in the numbers, he'd go, man, I know Larry Bird is in that gym shooting 500 extra shots every single day. I got to do 1,000. Kobe used to say the same shit about Iverson. So
I agree.
Is that what you're talking about?
Well, kind of. I mean, you just heard Saquon, and I do understand because the other part of this is like there is a history associated with running backs who had the type of workload that Saquon did. And it's not particularly a pretty history, after they achieve those accolades and run for that many yards and catch touches and all those things. So I understand viewing it and say, I can't escape 6 months of the year. I'm going to be putting my body through hell. I can't escape that. The other 6 months I can control. So let me manage that. I understand that line of thinking completely, but I don't want to get you into a situation, Sills, where Saquon's golfing all offseason, and he's like, yeah, I'll turn the Jets on when the season comes. You're almost 30. You know what I mean? You better make sure your body stays fresh. So I think he's good though. I'm not really worried about it. I just didn't know if you took anything from it.
See, one thing Big Sales does, I hear things sometimes and I have a different perspective on it. I heard Jalen Hurts say something pretty profound. One of the dudes in the pit asked this question: what do you think of Kevin Patullo and what you guys are doing with installing as a play caller? He goes, whoa. Way too early. The sequencing, we don't know yet how that's going to be. To sit around and tell me how that's going to go down, I don't know yet. We're trying to get a feel for it. That, to me, is a wait and see with Jalen on how kind of feel of the game he has and what he said there. It wasn't a rip, but he was just, again, being honest when he was being asked, what kind of play caller do you think? He goes, whoa, way too early. We don't know that yet until we get in the game and we see the sequencing. And what he means by that's a feel of the game, Xander, that he has in game when he gets the opportunity, when the bullets are real. That's my takeaway on what he meant. Wasn't a rip, but he wasn't going to answer that question on what kind of play caller he is, sitting around in fucking helmets and shorts.
Yeah, and I think remember what unfolded last year, Sills, with at this exact time, 5 weeks before training camp, when they broke after mandatory minicamp, Jalen made the comment about the 90% new going into the offseason. And, remember, we made a lot of that for 5 straight weeks. We did. We in hindsight, thank you, Jalen Hurts. He helped us out with content all last offseason. But I think he learned from that. And I think it kind of applies back to Jalen's overall philosophy of the process is more important than the result. Like, you can come in with a new coordinator and say, I want to be here, and here, but that's not really what it's about. It's about doing the right things every single day, every single step of the process to get to the goal that you want, or to get to where he wants to be as an offense or a quarterback or a coordinator for Patullo. So I think it's just an embracing of that. It's an embracing of the process with patience. But, I like to use a term, macro patience, micro speed. So they're attacking everything in the daily and letting kind of the macro part of it come together as you do the right things day by day.
So he works out with Jahan Dotson, but not AJ. Okay. Having the time to work with Jahan like I have.
Listen, they're not boys anymore. That's the truth. They when they came over here, remember, they were on the FaceTime and everything.
So he works out more now with Jahan than he does with AJ?
Who, Hurts? Why do you say that? Was he working with Jahan?
Right here, I have it written down. I've had more time to work out with Jahan. We've been throwing with each other this offseason. And last year he came at the very end prior to the start of the season. And now we've had more time to work in the offseason together.
Right. Yeah, I think that's Hurts. Just kind of give it, helping a guy out like that. Jihad Dotson contract year. Obviously, want to get him more involved. Obviously, you want to make everybody you're only as good as your weakest link. So, you want to make, obviously, rising tide lifts all boats. Lift Jihad up. Do something like that. I don't think AJ Brown needs it. I mean, let's be real. So it's great, and obviously they should be thrown together. But this isn't like AJ Brown is really lacking or in anything. All right. There maybe they need 5 weeks off from each other, Jalen and AJ. All right. The one thing I will say, and I don't really care about it because they've been successful on the field, but their relationship has definitely changed since they've started working together. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they were buddy. Obviously, I think Jalen is the godfather to AJ's kid. So now I don't know what that means to him, or if it's not a big meaning. I don't know. I'm a godfather. It means a lot to me. I would like to think it means a lot to everybody that is, but I don't know. I don't know if it is a lot for them. And obviously the relationship has changed. I mean, it used to be, you would think, all right, I want everybody to put on like their bro cap for a second. Like, you go and toss with the boy, your homie. You know what I mean? Your fucking best friends. You're making $50 million and $32 million. You made it. You and your boy can look at each other. Yo, dap me up. We made it. We did it, bro. Let's go throw the ball around. Let's get ready for the season. Let's plot on what we're going to do, how many yards we're going to get. So I get it. I mean, the relationship has changed, but I got no issue with it.
Maybe it's in the best.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe it's better that they're
maybe keeping him at arm's length is best.
Yeah, well, I think maybe they're more an acquaintance, or I don't know what the right word is.
Teammates.
Yeah, teammates. There you go. Right. I mean, but I don't think it's as big as we're making it. I think Jalen's just not going to be in the area for the next 5 weeks.
That's right. That's why he needs a quarterback, a real one.
Well, he's probably got a bunch of magazine shoots, and he did go big time this year. That's the reality. The guy gets Super Bowl MVP. He's on every magazine cover. He's getting married. Everybody wants to know about his life. He's at GQ. He's at the Met Gala. I mean, listen, that's part of being a star. All right, you don't win Super Bowls without doing that stuff. It's just the reality of it. So embrace it, and it definitely has changed some dynamics.
Absolutely. One of my favorite things in that presser yesterday was this one, though. Yeah, man, I talked to MJ and talked to, Derek Jeter, and I had a good conversation with MJ. This guy fucking name drops more than big sales. Holy shit, man. This guy is like, I had a good conversation about repeating.
Well, remember, he is a Jordan athlete. He is a Jordan athlete. And Derek Jeter, I believe.
Anti-Philly.
No, Derek Jeter is a Jordan athlete. Michael Jordan's a Jordan athlete. Jalen Hurts has become the face of Jordan athletes.
He is not the face.
Oh, really? Name me a bigger one.
Well, here. You think he's the face?
Name me a bigger one.
Wait, he's the face of the Jordan brand.
Name me a bigger one. Modern day athlete bigger right now.
Let's see.
Jason Tatum? Maybe. Jason Tatum.
No fucking way bigger than Hurts.
That's what I mean.
Athletes, Nike, Jordan brand, not Nike brand, right?
Jordan brand, not Nike.
Yeah,
Nike's a different ball game. I mean, they are obviously owned by Nike, but Jordan is a different.
Yeah, I completely. You think he's bigger than Luka Doncic?
No, probably not. I don't know. How many people watch Luka in the playoffs? How many people watch Jalen Hurts raise the trophy? 150 million?
You think Jalen Hurts is a bigger media star than Dak?
Well, I think Jalen is a much more media darling type of guy that the media would want to be the face. But Dak is, I mean, let's be real.
Dak's on the Cowboys.
Dak's on the Cowboys. He's not very interesting. Like Jalen, at least, even if you don't like Jalen's an interesting cat. Like
I'm asking.
He moves different. He acts different. He talks different. He does things differently. Like that's people like that. Dak is like a regular dude. I don't know. He's not that interesting to me, but I think you're right. Yeah.
Do you think Zion Williamson? I'm sorry, dog. I think Jordan. I think Jalen's bigger than that guy. Am I wrong?
Dude, the only two in the room are Luka and Jason Tatum, and I think Hurts is honestly. I think football's bigger. So, but I get it. Basketball guys become really big. I'm
looking here are the names right now. Here, Jason Tatum, like you said, Luka Doncic. Let's see. That's
it. I told you he's the face of Jordan. He's the face of Jordan.
Dak is.
No.
But wait.
You don't even believe that. I saw the gripe in your face as you said that.
The only reason he is because it's on the Cowboys, not because he's a better athlete.
Who does Jordan promote?
Who are more eyeballs on every year? The Cowboys or the Eagles? Come on.
It's pretty comparable.
Oh, my God.
It is.
The Cowboys are the biggest brand on the planet for
I know that, and I'm not taking away from him. In fact, I'm the kind of guy that gives Jerry Jones a lot of credit. He doesn't give a shit about football. Joke's on all of us. We care that he stinks at football. He's laughing his way to the bank as his team goes up another $1 billion per year.
And I think he's average.
I think Hurts is the bigger face right now of Jordan Brand than Dak Prescott is.
How can you be a bigger face when you're not got more eyeballs on?
Okay, what has Dak Prescott done this summer?
It's not the point. It's who he plays for.
Well, I get that, but right now the momentum is all on Jalen Hurts, not Dak.
Hurts is not. Let's see, a Messi. He's not.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
He could play anywhere.
That's Mahomes. Let's be real. The only guy in the league right now that has that type of appeal, I think, would be Mahomes. Messi
Yeah,
level of
maybe.
like, transcends kind of
Yeah.
like the sport and all those different things. And, it's probably Mahomes. I don't know, dude. If Hurts wins another ring, he's going to be in that category.
I agree. I do. I
I
tell you
mean, if
this,
he keeps winning at this clip, dude.
and by the way, I think fucking drama around the Eagles is a good thing.
Yeah, and by the way, the more
more eyeballs on them.
well, for sure, but more sustained success, the more their success is sustained,
Yes.
the more Jalen Hurts will get credit.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
right now you can, and I don't think like this, but I'm saying there is a line of thinking that exists of, they got a great team. Oh, look at Howie. If they have 4 or 5 years of success or they get multiple ring, people around the globe admire winning. That's the fact.
Yes.
Why is Jordan a star? Why is, all the biggest stars? Winning is a big part of it, right? Even LeBron, he went to 10 finals for 10 straight years. How does he not become a superstar, right? So if Jalen keeps winning, I think he's in that category. But Jalen is the face of Jordan right now.
Okay, let me go here. Here's the face of the Eagles secondary. And listening to I forget one of the guys you had on, and I started laughing when I heard this. Man, I saw Keely Ringo out there in helmets and shorts and fucking 7-on-7. What a day he had. And I started doing this. Hang on for a minute. You're trying to fucking tell me without the pads on, a guy had a great day on 7-on-7 in fucking shorts and a helmet, and you're not going to be deterred, or you're going to be deterred off a fight Jair Alexander because he had a good day in shorts. Come on, man.
This will go down as Brian Pumper's greatest take of all time. Brian Pumper's been saying since last season that his seventh heaven, Keely Ringo, was going to be a star. And all of the bricks are laid. The foundation is down. They are pouring the concrete. Everything is coming together perfectly for Keely Ringo. My seventh heaven, as Brian Pumper calls him, to be the next great cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wait a minute.
Still start to believe.
Let me let this set in. Adoree Jackson, who was whacked in New York, and Keely Ringo. If that's the guys you have going into this year as your corner too, okay. Good luck.
No, I'm getting
good luck.
Smell is coming back.
Keely
Wait,
fucking Ringo, who couldn't even
see holes defense.
Hey, that guy couldn't even see fucking time last year.
Dude,
Keely
no holes
Ringo.
defense is returning. It's returning.
Okay, Keely Ringo. You're confident. Wait, one last time. Let me write it down. Get the fucking book out.
Wait a sec.
How good a year is Keely Ringo going to have?
I got something for you as well to go with that. Keely Ringo will be a star. Congratulations, Brian Pumper. You can put that one in the win column. Be pumped. I want to go back to something here, Mr. Sileo.
Okay.
All right. And I'm gonna toot my own horn here a little bit, okay? I'm gonna toot it. It might be a little early to toot my own horn, but I'm gonna toot it anyway. Roll through my notes here. All right, back on March 24th. You and I did a segment here on the show. Bold predictions for the 2025 season.
Okay.
You go to my bold predictions. Here they are. All right. Got my paper up. My green screen's up. Number 7, Josh Uche will be the best bargain signing of the year. Did you hear Lane Johnson talking about Josh Uche, giving him fits in practice, baby? Get ready, Sills, because Josh Uche is going to be a stud this year.
June 11th.
Here's Sileo's shitty predictions.
Yeah.
Commanders will win the NFC East. What a shitty prediction.
Yeah.
I like your 6th one, though. Jalix Hunt will have more sacks than Nolan Smith.
Oh, I got it for you here. Here's a question for you on that. Give me 5 breakout Eagles.
5 breakout Eagles. Cooper DeJean takes the next step towards superstardom.
I got him 3rd.
Superstardom. All right, it's one thing to be a star. He solidified himself massively.
I think he makes the All-Pro team.
In the Super Bowl, all right? That play he made in the Super Bowl, that's the type of play that lives in infamy in the NFL. that made him a massive star. I think
got him hurt.
now with more attention on him, I think he catapults himself to the top of the league in terms of stardom. Jalen Hurts, again, baby, will take another leaping step forward for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, it's now his offense.
That guy could take a skip, and it would be a big fucking leap from last year.
I'm going off the top of my head. Let's go Jalen Hunt. He's got to be on there, right?
I got one.
All right, Jalen Hunt, number 1. I like that a lot. All right, let's see. I got 3 of them in there.
Number 2, I got Matt Pryor starting at guard.
All right, I like that. Is that a breakout candidate, though? I don't know about that.
Well, do you think Mekhi Becton was a breakout for his career last year?
Yeah, Mekhi was, but Pryor's a little bit different. He's been a little bit of a journeyman. Mekhi would be more like Kenyon Green.
I got Ty Robinson, number 4.
Ty's a great one. That's a great one. I would take that one all day. I'll put him on mine, too.
I mean, look, I think Cooper's going to be a fucking superstar. I mean, you may – here are the candidates. You know what I saw about Zach? Let me ask you something about him. He spoke too. You think he's going to do it again?
I think so.
You think he plays at that? How about this? You think he plays at that same level every week like he did a year ago? Or was that just off the charts?
My gut feeling is yes, because when I watched him play, it didn't look like it was an accident. All right, it looked like the guy was somebody just honed his skill properly and gave him the right coaching, right? Like put him in the right position, and that's what Vic did. So my gut tells me yes. I think Zack Baun is going to be tremendous. Now, if you want to go objective here for a second, you could make an argument like 1 year, does he know how to sustain success at that position? You know, like for example, and this again, I don't really even believe this. I'm just throwing it out there as another way to think about it.
Well, shit, don't do that on the morning show, but go ahead. You're cool
right.
Here.
Zack Baun, if you went and watched like Fred Warner train in the offseason, right, you'd be like, Fred Warner knows how to fucking train for the season, right? Like he's been a linebacker his whole life. He's dominated at every level. I'm gonna go and watch that guy train, and I'm gonna know exactly what to watch and what to learn from. Zack Baun, it's like you could say, does Baun know what he's doing? Does he know how? And it's not a knock on him. It's more new to him.
Next level.
He's never been this good as a linebacker ever in his career. I think that's a fair take, but I think he's going to be good just because I think he's so good. I think he's really a talented guy, and Vic knows how to use him. So I think now with another year under the Vic Fangio, in the Vic Fangio defense, I think Vic's going to even know how to use him even more. And I do think who else is going to help him is going to be guys like Jihad Campbell and Jalen Hunt, because they're so versatile. What does that allow you to do with a guy like Zack Baun, who also has a very versatile skill set? I think Baun's going to have a really good year, but I could understand if someone was like, I want to see it again. I can understand that. Wouldn't be
Listen,
crazy.
When you listen to him talk yesterday, someone asked him, and he goes, do you think you're going to have the same type of year? He goes, I'll have to just wait and see what you guys think. And somebody asked him about personal goals. He goes, I'm just working on the little things right now. So the shit you're talking about, Xander, he's learning how to be a next level player right now. Like Jalen Hurts is learning how to be a next level quarterback. Okay.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a great sign that he doesn't even know yet what he's doing, because he's got to get, like you said, Fred Warner every year does this. January comes, he's preparing for the upcoming season. He'll take a week off, 10 days off. He'll get back in the grind, start running one.
Yeah, right.
And then he'll know, then he'll start hitting the sled. Then he'll start watching game film. Then he'll start watching new installments, OTAs, minicamp. He'll have a routine. Zach's never been in that.
Exactly.
He's been a special teams dude.
I'm happy you got exactly what I meant. That's exactly what I meant. Basically exactly what I meant. Like even, a good example of this right now is, have you ever seen the dudes who go and train with Aaron Donald? Even right now, like there was a picture of Jared Verse training with him. And it's like, dude, you show up at Aaron Donald, even 2-3 years now post-retirement, whenever he retired a couple of years ago, Aaron Donald's not looking, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing for the seat? They're all there. they're moving on Aaron Donald time. All right. He knows exactly what to do in the gym, and you know it. You don't question it. You don't look around. You don't say, hey, maybe we should do this. You're like, what's your regimen? I'm doing it.
Correct.
You know? So that's where I think Baun is going to have to try and find. But I think he'll be all right. I mean, I think he still has the talent needed and the skill set needed to be great.
Let me tell you another thing that was cool about him. You know, what's your boy Joshua Uche?
Yeah.
You know how inspiring that is to have Nick Sirianni stand up in the middle of a fucking room and go, Josh, that could be you. And you have an example of that. All these guys on these one-year deals. And then what else did he say? You know, man, one of the coolest things is that I got people from around the league that are special teams guys now calling me and doing this. Hey, Zach, did you ever give up? Did you ever think you were going to get your opportunity? What did you do? Help me out here. That's fucking inspiring.
Yeah, I agree.
That creates leadership, Xander, because when people look to you because of your actions, not because of your bullshit out of your mouth, that's a big thing. And then when you have this, you know what the Eagles have in the building? They have an example of a guy who knew when nobody knew, and they go like this. That fucking could be you, dude. That Hinton kid, you were drafted late. That could be you over there, Jordan Mailata, 7th rounder. You got so many examples on personal success on that football team. If I was a young player, you don't just have first rounders. You got 7th rounders. You've got free agents. You've got late round guys who have come in and had success, and free agents that are all over the league. Jeff Stoutland, I pointed out to you, he's put $130 million worth of salaries off of last year alone in the NFL. That's a great culture in that building.
Yes, it is, man. There's no doubt about it. And that's where I do think, Sills, that, you know, Nick Sirianni deserves some credit here, because you could maybe make the argument, all right, he you know, he's been fit in and the culture was pre-established, but to get 90 guys, 53 guys, you know, superstars, all different guys bought into that every, you know, week in and week out, I do think he deserves credit for.
Here's something to think about. Chip fucked that culture up. Nick did it.
It's true.
Okay. The pillars that they set up with Andy, Chip came in and fucked them up.
I think Nick improved on them. I do, dude. I really believe that. I mean,
you think Nick's a better coach than Doug?
I'm not saying, well, I mean, another year or two of success, I think it'd be hard to say he's not. But
you think Doug was a one-year wonder?
I don't think he was a one-year wonder. I think the league moves so fast, and his inability to adjust with how fast the league moves kind of caught up to him. No, I'm not talking front office wise. I'm talking about philosophical.
He's not in Philly because he couldn't handle how the Eagles operate.
Well, that too. But I also mean offensively. Like, I think he got a little stale and was a little bit stuck in what he thought would work 5 years versus, you know, evolving. That's one of the reasons, Sills, that I really don't worry that the Eagles offense looks different every year, because the league is different every year. Your opponents are different every year. Your division is different every year. Every different year is going to require a different version of you. And if you're not versatile or you're not adaptable or malleable in a way, I mean, you're going to get stuck a little bit. Eventually, it's going to be like fitting a square peg into a round hole, you know, and you're not going to be able to do it. And I think Jalen has kind of really embodied that a little bit as well, whether he wants to or not. I think it's just been kind of a natural evolution of him. But
don't dismiss that. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, I agree.
I heard Hurts say something that I was like, there's a difference, another difference between Wentz and Hurts right there. Someone asked Jalen about all the coordinator changes. He goes, since I got here, it's 6. And then he goes like this. He goes, ask him another question. He goes, is it easier for you to be able to adapt to a new voice in the room?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, it is. I think he's more comfortable now knowing and accepting that, hey, we're going to have change in this building. That's what it is. And if I fight that fucking shit, it's going to be detrimental to me. Where you have so many coordinators and coaches and quarterbacks that will fight that. They'll fight that. Okay, coaches get fired for that, like Doug. They get fired, replaced. Wentz has a meltdown because he didn't want to change. Dude, when I heard him go, hey, man, it's easier for me now than it's ever been. I think that's a big thing, Xander. I think he's accepted that. And I don't think that's that easy of a thing.
No, I think he's embracing it. Yeah. I mean, I think that's
every fucking quarterback that's in pro football today has a coordinator that's spent with them at least 3 or more years. He's never had that except for Steichen in a year and a half. Look at all the top flight guys. Mahomes has had the same guy in the building. Fuck, Stafford has had, now with his success, 5 years now in LA? I mean, look at all the ones that are in the same, that have the success. It's one guy in the guy's ear. And I think that goes a long way. Brady had 14 years of Josh McDaniel. Bro, I mean, I think that matters, and I think it helps in the development.
Yeah, but I think also the result of it is that it's become more Jalen Hurts is by default, because even coordinators know. Like you can't just walk in.
I think it's Jalen Hurts' huddle, not his offense, because every year the offense is different. Yeah, it's his huddle now. It's not Jason. Jason Kelsey's off. It's not
again. The more he has continued success, though, the more equity he has in that room, where someone's going to come in and say, "I'm not going to change what you're doing," right? Like I'm going to change. Not really,
bro. 21, 22, 23, and 24 are all different.
Isn't that a good
now
thing?
His huddle.
Isn't that a good thing?
Oh, I think he's accepted it.
Yeah, but isn't it a good thing?
Yes. But the offenses are all different.
Like, for example, if the 22 Eagles offense showed up last year, they probably wouldn't have won the Super Bowl.
Okay. That's why they changed it.
Because of my point earlier about malleability, last year they called on for them to be that team, and that's why they won. Versus you have guys like, all the other teams that we talk about.
Burrow could never change like that.
Exactly. They have no, and they're going to do their thing, and it's going to look good, and they're going to be the talent and put up the numbers and everything. But do they do the things needed to win, the Super Bowl, or the games needed when they come? And I don't view that as a negative.
I think teams in the league do things to appease their quarterback and not to win games.
Oh, that might be true. That might definitely be true. I don't think they do that in Buffalo. I just think they're morons.
But here, I'm going to make one more point to you here before we read some of these supers. Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. Do you know why these other general managers are afraid to do what the Eagles did last year? When you guys went into the bye, Xander, you got away from your offensive passing attack and you went to the run. Why do you think that's something you'll never see anywhere else? Because it exposes the general manager's inability to build the roster into being a position where you have other great players, and it exposes. You couldn't go to Josh Allen and go, "Hey, we're going to take the fucking ball out of your hand and give it to Devin Bush.
Yeah,
you're going to run the ball." That would be fucking insane.
Yeah, I think it's simpler, though. They don't have offensive lines, dude.
Okay, it exposes
the
inability of those people to build rosters.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like right now, and I don't know, maybe this is a wrong feeling. You guys in the chat can tell me too. It feels like there's more good offensive linemen in the league right now. Am I wrong on that? I feel like there's more good offensive linemen right now. Like I feel like there's been some good ones in the draft.
Really? How do you feel about the rest of the old linemen outside of Philly in the NFC East?
Yeah, I mean, Commanders are okay. Cowboys, a bunch of Tylers and a bunch of nothing burgers on those Tylers.
But New York, that left tackle
are no good.
That left tackle
are good. Vikings are good. There's some good O-lines out there. The Rams have gotten better. The Bills are decent. I mean, the Commanders kind of rebuilt theirs a little bit. The Bears kind of rebuilt theirs a little bit.
All the guys outside the organ.
Maybe I'm just distracted because Philly's got backups who would start everywhere else. I mean, we do.
I mean, outside of Creed Humphrey on Kansas City's O-line, who else do they got?
Yeah, true. They got rid of Tooney, right? Yeah.
I couldn't name you a Rams O-lineman right now. I couldn't. Bucks, Tristan Wirfs, and the other kid, Ledecky on the other side. Okay.
And that center, right? They got that good center.
The center, Barton. He's coming along. I don't think he's anything near Cam Jurgens yet.
I mean, he's certainly not what their previous center
was. By the way,
was.
I think Cam Jurgens is underrated.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I overreacted with
that. They got him 13th. I'm like, fuck that. That guy, now that Ragnow's retired. I mean, hey, so what about
Sean with a point. Agreed, Sean. He said, Xander, just because you rebuilt doesn't mean you're better.
How do you right? Well, that's what Chicago did. Chicago went around and cherry picked off everybody's roster.
I'm not sure about Commanders O-line either. Everybody's all excited about Laramie Tunsil. I mean, let's see. All right, let's see.
I think they got to go on tempo with that guy, with those guys. Anyway, Kevin Patullo. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident you are with him?
Well, I do think, I really do think this is going to be more Jalen Hurts than anything. I think he's going to, look at what's worked, take a little bit of each person, talk to the quarterback, figure out what the quarterback wants to do, and then obviously combine that with what the defenders are taking away. And I think you're going to have your offense. I don't think it's going to look that different. I feel pretty confident about it because the quarterback seems confident about it. He seems more comfortable with change this offseason more than any other offseason. And I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I don't know. Let's see.
Let me ask you this. So he didn't feel comfortable last year's offseason with a guy who just got the Saints job and won a Super Bowl, but he feels comfortable now.
No, I'm talking about the transition to Kellen last year. Remember,
Kellen came from,
and remember, you're missing the other big factor about why last year was different than this year. Jason Kelce retired. So there was a lot of newness to Jalen Hurts, even his approach in the offseason. This year, he knew, coming in, this is my thing. I manage it at the line of scrimmage.
Plus a coordinator and a center.
Right. And the center was obviously a big part of what he did on offense. So I think that was another big difference. I just think Hurts is more ready for it. I think he's more prepared for it. The one thing I'm waiting to see on Kellen is, I do think there's a knack for – in the moment play.
You mean Patullo?
Yeah, Patullo. Sorry. How does he call plays in the moment? You know what I mean? There's a feel for it, I think, on
situational play calling.
Exactly. That's the word I was looking for. But, here's the thing I'd ask you, though. Was Kellen Moore a good situational play caller?
Fuck no.
Right. He just had a good offensive line and a good running.
You know what he was? He saw the room.
Well, that's part of it.
The room.
Right, but that means if he saw the room, then he was a good situational play caller.
Yes, but that's more macro. That's not micro because he didn't fucking improve the offense.
Right. Well, he did.
I thought Barkley did.
That's how you have a. I know, but. Well,
so wait, I thought the run coordinator was Stoutland.
That's true. Well, run game coordinator. I don't know what that means. I mean, how much is that? I don't know.
Yeah. Does he go like?
I don't know the inner workings, but I do know that Kellen. I don't know if I ever got the sense that he was a great situational play caller, which really shows you that Kevin might not even have to be, dude, when you have this good of an offense. And your
he was great in the Super Bowl, though. He was great in the Super Bowl, and he was great in the NFC title game.
Was that Jalen, though, man? Jalen checks in
both of them. I thought it was both of them.
Like Jalen, I think the other thing too is remember that Rams game, right? Where Saquon had a big run in the house. Yeah, that's Saquon. You're right, and it's the offensive line. But you watch that play pre-snap. Jalen checked into that play pre-snap. You can easily see him check into it at the line of scrimmage. First play of the game. Checks right into it, and boom, off Saquon goes. So. I do think Hurts deserves some credit, too, for getting the team into the right place, which is what Brady, on that clip talks about. Well, that's what quarterbacks need to do well, get you into the right play.
Okay. Hey, let's hit some of these supers. Guys, by the way, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. Thank you.
Korsky, what up, Kyle? Last time I seen a quarterback have this many coordinators was when Alex Smith was in San Francisco.
They had a fucking ton of them out there on him, man. I always thought it stunted his growth. But I'll say, again, one thing, though, Kyle. Alex Smith was a very underrated quarterback. Was he exceptional? No. But, he helped out Patrick Mahomes so much in Kansas City. I was a big fan of his, man. I mean, I like Alex Smith. Then that catastrophic knee injury he had at the end of his career. I got to tell you, man, I'm a fan of his, but I think all those coordinators hurt him.
Rashid checks in. What's up, Rashid? I think with Kevin P coming in as the offensive coordinator, the passing game will be a bigger part of the offense, being as though he was the pass game coordinator.
Why?
Yeah, Kellen Moore had a passing background too, dude.
Yeah, Kellen Moore never had a run game. He was never a run game coordinator.
I think the offense is going to have.
Point. Why the fuck would you change the recipe?
I think the passing game is going to be better for a simple reason. All right.
Stop taking sacks.
There's ebbs and flows. Like, they're going to come back to the middle. They had a low year passing last year. They're not going to be 31st passing or whatever they were last year. They're not. They're going to improve a little bit. Defenses are going to try and take away the run more. Jalen's going to want to throw the ball more. AJ's going to want the ball more.
Hopefully those guys aren't hurt, too, the two receivers.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Rashid, thanks for the super, brother. Christopher Michael, what's up, Christopher? Ringo should move to safety. He won't work at cornerback. Wrong. He's going to be a stud.
Christopher, the only Ringo I know that's great is from the Beatles. It ain't going to be Keely Ringo. Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. Those guys all of a sudden, believe me, if Putin was on the Eagles, he'd be a fucking superstar to Eagle fans.
That was hilarious when you were chirping at Emrys. Khaled says the dead zone is officially here. This sucks. There's no dead zone
on this bitch. Are you kidding me? Malibu hurts.
I've never heard of a dead zone in my life, Khaled.
Absolutely, man.
Kokorski again. It seems Lyman age on opposite directions.
Yeah.
Did you hear Lane Johnson?
Lane goes, I'm in my prime.
He says, I feel like I'm finally getting close to my prime.
Was he really injured like at 17, 18, 19? Was he really hurt like that?
Dude, even more recently than that. He's played a lot of injured football. Like, even when he had nagging pain and he was playing through. He said last year or 2 years ago was like one of the first seasons that he really felt healthy all the way through.
That's fucking great.
Rod on the bench checking in. What's up? You guys have concern that Patullo will change the language on offense. If no changes, there won't be a curve for Hurts. Maybe offense takes next step. I don't think he's going to change it for that reason, riding the bench.
No, to me, riding the bench, it's going to just be what Xander said. Situational play calling. There'll be a different feel to it. You heard Hurts even say, Hurts was asked about his play calling, and Jalen said, whoa. Way too early for that. I've got to see what the sequencing is.
Yeah, and remember here, too, this is a little bit of a different circumstance than we've had in the past. Like, remember, when Nick first took it over, Nick was an offensive coordinator and came, and Shane Steichen had a different offensive background, and they were the mesh, right? They merged to make the offense. Both of those guys are different play callers. Both of them had a different idea of what the terminology should be. Then you go to Brian Johnson. That was probably a little bit of a different scenario because they promoted them from within. Then you bring in Kellen Moore, who was an offensive coordinator for 4 or 5 years, 6 years, 2 number 1 offenses. He was bringing his terminology in. With Kevin Patullo, he's been here through all these coordinators, so he kind of doesn't really have his own terminology. The terminology he's had has been what Jalen's had. So he can look at Jalen and say, what's your favorite terminology from the last 4 years? Let's use that,
Or that's how I would do it.
And then that would become what Kevin Patullo's terminology is if he went on to a new team or something. So
that's why it's so much easier to hire from within, because the language doesn't change in the play.
Yeah, right. That's always the desire. Kimberly checks in. What's up, Kimberly? It was Fangio taught Jalen to read defenses. Maybe a little bit.
Here's what I think he ended up last year. When you learn how to read defenses, it's through setting protections, because you've got 3 landmarks: free, strong, and you have the nickel. And when you're looking where those guys are across the line in the secondary of the defense, your pre-snap reads and where potential pressure is coming from. And where does pressure traditionally come from, Xander, in today's NFL? Interior.
Yep.
Doesn't come from perimeter. That's why those guys are paid a lot. Why do you think they're paid a lot? Because they don't have manufactured interior perimeter splits packages. You got a guy like Myles Garrett who gets off the edge and rushes and gets home, sets the edge, does all that shit. The majority of the pressure that gives quarterbacks, even Brady, was internal pressure. I mean, that's where you bring pressure. Right, Xander, the closest way and the fastest way to get to somebody is a straight line.
Yeah.
Not fucking off the edges.
Yep, absolutely. Myles Garrett, he'll go around the edge. He'll go through the edge. He'll go through the middle. He doesn't care where you are. He's going to get to the quarterback.
Beast of a
I think here's the, with Jalen.
He's the best player in the league.
Yeah, Myles Garrett, I agree.
Yep.
The one thing I'd say, too, like the best thing the Eagles have ever done for Jalen Hurts is this offensive line, right? Like
correct.
When you talk about have they developed him, are they messing him up with coordinators? Like what supersedes all of that is that Jalen goes into every game for the most part knowing I got good protection in front of me. I got guys I can trust. And that's a big thing.
Can I tell you something that I was told by Dick Vermeil? Dick Vermeil told me when Jeffrey Lurie bought the team, do me a favor. Don't do what Norman Brayman didn't do. And that is never have an O-line. Jeffrey Lurie has stuck to that since 1994. Vermeil told me that about 2 weeks ago.
Wow, that's good.
Has that not been a benchmark?
Yeah, well,
for the
absolutely.
ownership.
Joe Banner thing too. I mean, that was a Joe Banner thing too. So yeah, no, I mean, and they've only gotten better at it. You know, Jeff Stoutland's obviously has done what he's done. He's got
but they had Howard Mudd too. I mean,
that's right. That's right.
They had all them great guys in there.
I wonder who the next Stoutland will be. That'll be interesting. Let's get to a couple more super chats. Christopher Michael, what's up, Christopher? Following up on his earlier chat about Keely Ringo. Where's Brian Pumper when we need him? Z, Ringo can't even get on the field. Rodgers beat him out. If Rodgers would have accepted a one-year deal, he'd be back and starting at the cornerback 2 spot. Fake news, Christopher Michael. I'm not buying that for a second. Keely Ringo is ready to rock, baby.
Christopher, they were not going to pay Keely Ringo $8 million to play the opposite corner when they just got rid of Slay. You know, I'm starting to think, Xander, getting rid of Slay, I'm thinking that, you know what, fuck CJ. Getting rid of Slay may be the thing that they'll regret.
No, Keely Ringo is going to be good.
Better than Slay?
Slay played half the year, man.
Okay. Okay.
No, I'm not saying that Slay wasn't great last year, and he did provide a lot. But I'm not saying that he was replaceable. I mean, Fly Eagles Fly checks in. Will you all be on every day during the downtime? I go nuts during that time. We'll be here. We will be here. Fly Eagles. Do we look like the kind of people who hang up the cleats? We don't hang up the cleats.
Are you fucking drunk? It's the best time of the year for me.
You
kidding me?
Malibu Xander?
There's your boy. There's your boy.
I see. All right, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. Ask Mark though. You know who's the face?
Wait. There's your boy Pump.
Where? Oh, is he? There he is. Brian Pump. Surprise, MFer. My seventh heaven is ready for the challenge. Banana pudding is booty cake. Let's go, Brian Pump. I said this earlier in the segment. If you weren't here, I'll tell you again. Possibly the greatest pumper take of all time, brother, will be Keely Ringo, who is now dominating camp.
Let me put this in your fucking book.
He dominated the mini.
Keely Ringo will be benched by week 2.
No, he won't.
Yeah. For Dory, I just got cut from the fucking Giants.
JD3 says, another day with the best coach
Dak's
in the world.
Throw for 500 yards on Keely Ringo.
No, he's not. Dak is not throwing for 500 on anybody. Another day with the best coach in the world and future Hall of Famer, Nicky 19 Winiani. Nicky 19, baby. Nicky 19.
Greatest ass kisser head coach in the history.
By the way, Howard
NFL.
Proof shit. Nick Sirianni makes
greatest ass kisser of all time.
Howard doesn't know shit about what Nick makes.
15 million, baby.
No, it's not.
Oh, I know.
All right, I'm out of here. See you, Phils.
All right, man. My question's going to be, shit, man. If you're the Cowboys, you know what I would do? I would pull a Lou Holtz. This is the shit I would do. Yeah, man. The Eagles are just fucking great. I mean, they're just too fucking good. I mean, we can't hang with them. The name is now deemed Philly Ringo. Ringo and Adoree Jackson are your corners? Or no, is your one corner? Okay. Well, I'm not in on that. So I had a conversation with Stephen Jones. I asked him, we're going to get Mark up here in a minute. Philly 500's right around the corner too. And I asked him, and I go, how you feel about your roster? Are you going to make a move? Now, here's the deal. Dallas Cowboys sniffing around TJ Watt. Would Dallas have 2 $30 million plus edge rushers? Is that what they would do? Supposedly, Alexander is talking with the Cowboys too. Would you have depth? Are the Cowboys going to do that? Is Jerry got to move here? Is he going to trade for Trey Anderson? I mean, what would that do? The Cowboys, if they're going to be a player this year, the Dallas Cowboys have to be great on defense. Because, again, they have to be great on defense. Now, Houston Texans signed Nick Chubb. And so look at the backfield with the Texans. They got Joe Mixon, and now they've got Chubb. Chubb's either going to be a grand slam or he's going to be a failure. So what's Dallas going to do? Okay? What are the Cowboys going to do? All right. You know, I got to hand it to my boy, Mark Holmes. Desperate move. Oh, I see. So if the Eagles make it, it's not a desperate move with all the losses they have. But if the Cowboys do, it's a desperate move. Jerry Jones believes in player development. Okay? All right. I can't wait for this every single week. This is one of my favorite segments. Mark, I have to hand it to him, the last 2 weeks has come in stronger. I think the season's last dress rehearsals here. And I think Mark's looking forward to September 4th. With all that said, the great Mark Holmes, the Dallas Cowboy man himself, covers the Cowboys better than anybody in Big D. And our friend, the king, the champ, Philly 500. They join us now for Battle Royale. Here we are.
What's happening?
I know, boys.
I'm ready to fight.
You giving this guy false hope, false bravado.
Come on, man. Come on.
Trying to build him up. He's getting his ass kicked every week.
85 days, 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 13 seconds, bro. Are you ready? Are you ready, brother? Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Okay.
How you feeling with Keely Ringo out there?
I feel good. I feel good.
Ooh, wait till you see
good.
the speed of George Pickens.
I'd rather have Ringo better than Trevon Diggs, the old Mr. Oh, I got a sore ACL. Yeah, we're all right. We're all
so
right.
wait a minute here. So you're comfortable with a Dory Jackson who was cut?
I think a Dory Jackson can hold the fort down if need be, but Ringo's going to win the job unless the Eagles want to go out and get another corner. If you're going to tell me that the coaches, Christian Parker, Vic Fangio, these guys who coached the defense last year that was #1 and won a Super Bowl, if you're going to tell me they're okay with it, then I'm okay with it. I trust it.
How about this when you say Christian Parker? He was with Jahar Alexander in Green Bay. Does that make a connection for you that they would entertain that?
It does, because I think there's a possibility. I'm not saying it's definite, but I could totally see the Eagles do it. If you want an insurance policy, why not bring him in for a 1-year prove-it deal? He's probably wants big money. He's not going to get it. He wants to go to a team that he could show that he deserves the money. What better team than the Eagles? So I'm open to it, but I still think Ringo's got to get a chance to win the job, regardless.
So that means week 1 against Dallas. All right. Mark, you tell me what.
I'm scared of that.
What version of Dak are we going to get in 2025?
You're going to get Dak.
The greatest version, the greatest.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Is your name Mark?
It should be. Because I'm the one that has to. I have to be. I'm Mr. Mark Holmes. I'm realistic, Mark Holmes. You're delusional, Mark Holmes. I'm realistic.
Your pie hole.
I'm your conscience, mother humper.
Why do I do this?
I'm your mother humping.
Why do I do this? You know, I'm over here in my own
world. Why do I do this? Woe is me.
Good, and I come in here on Wednesday afternoon to get disrespected by your pie hole. Now shut up and let me answer the question.
Wipe your ass with your own hand.
Go ahead, Mark. Let me hear you, brother.
Actually, right now, Dak is looking pretty good. Today, touchdown pass. They basically 11 on 11. Situation was you're down by 8 points. The boom ends up hitting George Pickens in the end zone, hits Miles Sanders on the 2-point conversion and so on. But we know that this is just mini camp, man. This don't mean shit till they put the pads on and go for real. In fact, mini camp and training camp really don't mean anything. It's really when you get into the games. But right now, I tell you one thing that looks good, that's going to help us, that definitely, good luck, Kylie Ringo, with my man who's got the flypaper hands, and George Pickens, who's catching everything. That guy seems to have been the biggest blessing that the Dallas Cowboys have had. This, I don't understand what problems they had with the Steelers, but this guy is on a new leaf, and he is doing everything the right way. And so, that will help Dak.
I want to give you this here, and I want to give you a comment here. And this goes to you, Philly. So Chris Sims just came out with his top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Okay. Oh, and you won't have Dak in it.
Wait a minute.
Dak in it.
And he dropped Jalen Hurts, who won the MVP award just a couple months ago in February, and he put Baker Mayfield, and this is who he has ahead of him. Lamar Jackson, I guess, is number 1 overall. So he has Lamar, Allen, the usual suspects, Burrow in the top 4. Jaden Daniels 5, Matthew Stafford 6, CJ Stroud 7, Herbert 8, and Baker Mayfield 9, and Jalen Hurts 10. I mean, why the disrespect for the reigning Super Bowl MVP?
Well, it's been. I mean, look who's doing it. It's been disrespectful from the get-go. So guys like that, I just think their ego gets hurt when they're wrong, and instead of being humble and say, man, I was wrong about this guy, they double down. They'll sneaky, they'll be sneaky about where they give compliments, but then at the moments like this, they double down on their stupidity. First of all, Lamar Jackson's not the number 1 quarterback. So right there, I have a problem with the list. I don't see how you can't put Mahomes on there. I mean, let's just be fair.
5 Super Bowls for sure.
I mean, I just don't see that. So, right there, I already have a problem with the list, and we're on number 1. So no, I don't put much stock into what he says.
How about the fact that A.J. Brown today said that he needed a real quarterback to throw with him in the offseason? And this was posted on John Clark's Twitter page, and that Jalen, I guess, is Malibu Hurts now. And he's out in Malibu hanging out with all the honeys, and he's hanging out with the Hollywood types. And this is John Clark, not me. This ain't Big Sills. He said, I need a quarterback to throw with me.
Ooh.
We got 5 guys on the roster. I mean, I take that as a cryptic shot at Hurts. That what happened with the relationship, dude?
I don't think
these guys are as friendly as they used to be.
I don't think it has anything to do with it, except for Hurts can't be there to throw to him. It's it. He's somebody
Tanner McKee can't either.
Well, I don't know what Tanner McKee is doing.
Oh, he must have engagements too.
Maybe he's got a date. I don't know.
Well, what's McCord, the rookie?
Maybe he's going to Skinny Joey Merlino's cheesesteak shop, and he's bringing a couple packages and envelopes. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you then, Mark. What kind of relationship does CD have with Dak?
Oh, they got a great relationship. But let me at least, before I touch on that, is Doc Walker, okay? Former
Doc, great guy.
Doc always says, I love Doc Walker, even though he hates the Cowboys. He says it's hard to be hungry when your refrigerator's full. And see, herein lies the problem that Hollywood or California dreaming Jalen Hurts, and you get of course, the Madden covers. You got all of these now new distractions because all of a sudden everybody wants a piece of you, where the focus gets a little bit lost on the field. Now, as far as Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and I'm going to put George Pickens in there too. This is the new triplets where we got 2 receivers because they're all on the same page. They're all on the same page working together to try and build something. You can shake your hand. But
why are you not in agreement, Philly?
Because this is like the same shit we've heard for the last 10 years with Dallas. Every year, it's their year. They're in agreement. They got this going. They got that going. Yeah, one of these days, but not for another 50 years. Okay, all I care about with the Cowboys The only thing that matters about the Cowboys is what do you do in the playoffs? That's what I want to see.
You got to get to the playoffs before you can do anything in there.
You got to get there, and we'll see if they get there. We'll see if they get there.
Hey, Philly, how come you dismissed the 9-4? This has nothing to do with the playoffs on September 4th. He does play good against you guys.
Here's why I do.
It won't matter.
Because
it's going to choke in the playoffs.
It's not the same team. You're not dealing with the team that we currently have. 3 years ago is not the same team, Sills. 4 years ago is not the same team. If this was the old days and there wasn't free agency and you kept guys around a lot longer, there would be more stock in it. But to me, it doesn't hold a lot of stock when we were up and down the last, 10 years of his career. The team that we're currently constructed is not the team that he beat before. So that's why I don't put a lot of stock in it.
Let me ask you this then. Mark, what's the strength of the Dallas Cowboys in 2025? It'll be what?
Definitely the passing game. And surprisingly, the linebackers. Our linebacking core is actually changed. You know what? I'm sick of your side.
All I'm doing is giving you the eye, motherfucker. Shut up. Shut up and answer the question.
Without a doubt, the passing game is going to be good. You've talked about Jalen Tolbert being a decent receiver. He's just not a number 2. He actually had a decent season last year. He will thrive this year having George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb out there. In the same way, we always get credit how good Cedric Wilson was. He was only good for 1 year when we had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb because everybody had to focus on those guys, that number 3 receiver becomes really good. And if our offensive line can play well, it will be the passing game, which will help open up the run.
Do you think, Mark, one of the reasons why you're high on the passing game is because the coordinators, now the head coach, and the relationship with the quarterback is, again, here's the one thing that I'll give Philly on this. Hurts has had to adapt to it and had to accept it. He's had 6 play callers since he's been in Philly.
That's crazy. That's
and he's still won, which is nutty. Okay? And I'll say this to you, Philly. Do you not think, he's finally accepted it, right? Because at the end of the day, that's just how they do business. 6 coordinator changes since he's been in Philadelphia is a lot.
Yeah, I almost look at him as a de facto offensive coordinator at this point. At what point isn't he? He's seen how many different systems, how many different situations. He's got to be becoming an expert on all the different scenarios and different things. So I almost look at him as a de facto offensive coordinator at this point, to be honest with you.
I will say, though, he does get a little help because he does have the best offensive line in football. And when you do have a 2,000-yard running back and you're only asked to throw 18 touchdown passes, it's not like we're saying you got to throw, 35, 40 times a game and have to win the games for us, that either it's your arm and you having to do that. Fortunately has, and to your credit, you have a great offense all the way around that's well balanced. So when you got a great offensive line, everybody's a freaking genius.
No doubt about it. When you have a great offensive line, you're going to win a lot of games, and you should be able to go far in the playoffs. That's why Dak Prescott had the best offensive line the first 3 years of his career. He did nothing with it. But we do agree, offensive line is important, Mark. It wasn't good enough for Dak, but it is good enough for Jalen Hurts. And the fact is, Hurts doesn't have to throw 30 times. You know what, though? When Hurts has to make the throw, he makes the throw. When he has to make that first down, he makes that first down. He gets less opportunities to do more. So I don't know how you can blast a guy for that.
To correct you, I'm glad to see that you're finally saying that Dak Prescott hasn't had the greatest offensive line every year like you usually do. You say it's the first 3 years.
Nobody said he had the greatest offensive line.
No, but hold on. The second year that Dak Prescott was there was the year that we were dealing with Zeke Elliott being suspended for 6 games, and every week he was going to New York fighting that thing. So I don't know that you could look and say that second year was a great year for Dak, even though he didn't have his running back. And the third year was...
What running back does he have this year?
Well, he's got Miles Sanders. It's running back by committee. But at least he has... The difference between then and now is Dak is a better quarterback than he was as a rookie in his sophomore year. That having these 2 wide receivers are going to open up things to help the running game. And it's not ideal.
How about this
Or-
for you? Hey, Philly, give me a breakout Eagle this year.
Keely Ringo.
Here we go.
Yeah, you didn't like that one.
Keely Ringo.
I'm saying
Oh,
Ringo.
Lordy.
And I'll give you another
He'll be
one.
benched by week 2.
He's going to be a
He's going to
stud.
be burnt toast
gonna be a
week
stud.
1.
He's going to be a stud. But the other one is Jalen Hunt. Jalen Hunt is a star in the making. I heard the first time I ever heard that kid talk, I knew he was a star. Jalen Hunt is going to be a monster.
I got to tell you, hey, Philly, you know who I'm really starting to like a lot?
Jordan
Nolan
Davis.
Not White Castle. I like White Castle too, if you can tell. But I like this kid Nolan Smith. I like the fact when he gets up there in front of the mic, man, he looks like a leader. Hey, Mark, for you, give me a breakout Cowboy.
I actually think it's going to be rookie Donovan Easy, and he's so far looking really good. Again, it's mini camp and stuff, but the way he bend the edge, I think that he's going to end up being really, really good. That'll help us out on that defense.
So okay, so for you, how do you feel about Kevin Patullo? Now, I want to give you something on what Jalen said yesterday. So Jalen, when asked the question about Kevin Patullo being a good offensive coordinator, he goes, whoa. Way too soon, because I don't know the sequencing. We don't know how he's going to go through, again, calling a play. Do you have any concern? Even though, I'll say this, Philly, I don't care he's been in the building 1,000 years, but he's never been a play caller. And that's a feel for the game. So in your opinion, do you have any concern about this?
Slight concern because we don't know. But I would assume, like I said, I think Hurts is the de facto offensive coordinator here anyways. I can't imagine them going away too much from what they've done in the past. We'll see how he calls plays. I think there's reasons to, want to see him prove it. But, I mean, they're just so talented, and you know what they're going to do. There's nothing like fancy about what they're going to do, Sills. They're going to beat you up and wear you down. And that's it. I don't think you need a brain surgeon to run that offense, to be honest.
Mark, I'm going to ask you a tough question on that.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Let me get ready for this one.
If you're Jerry Jones and you're Stephen Jones, and when the baton gets passed and you're Stephen Jones and you're running the Cowboys, and you've seen all these years, this is the 10th year for Dak Prescott, 2025. How are in the world, if this guy doesn't, you know what? You don't have to win the Super Bowl this year, but you have to go somewhere in the playoffs.
Oh, definitely.
You just can't limp in, get knocked out by the Bucs or whatever, and you just can't. And going into another year, because this is Jerry's last year, Steven's going to take over. In your opinion, I mean, how big is 2025 for Dak?
Well, he's got to stay healthy. That's going to be the big thing. And basically, with the way the contract is set up, you really have this year and next year, and then there's an out. And so I think that you still have 2 seasons because you don't have an heir apparent. And you're not going to be in a position to just grab one of those guys. And when you look around at free agency, there's not a lot of good answers. This is the problem for every team out there. The fact that the Steelers been held hostage by Aaron Rodgers, there's not a whole lot of options right there. There's nobody you can say that's on the roster that's ready to take over. Now, Joe Milton in practice so far is seeming to take a lot of time to make decisions and overthrowing people. And Will Greer's not the answer. So until you got something better, there's not much you can do.
How about this, Philly? I'm going to ask you and then go back to Mark, and I want to watch Mark's face when I ask you this. Every contract can be moved. We've seen it. Matthew Stafford, what have you. Everything can be done, especially with the way you can defer money today. Dak can be moved. Now, he has no trade, but you have to ask Dak, how much longer do you want to stay in Dallas? I mean, Joe Burrow's going to ask the same question in Cincinnati if that fucker can't. If they can't maintain players like Trey Hendrickson, why would you stay there with Mike Brown who doesn't open up the zipper? I got 2 options for Dallas. Now, you tell me who's a better quarterback, Baker Mayfield or Dak? Guy
Am I
threw
being
for
honest?
4,600 yards last year.
Am I being honest?
And he's a free agent, and he's beaten the Eagles 2 of the last 3 years.
I think. God, I hate to freaking say this shit. I don't want to say this because
You go ahead and say it.
But I think Dak's a better quarterback, regular season quarterback, not playoffs,
Okay.
but regular season quarterback. I don't know what Mayfield is in the playoffs either, though. To be honest,
Wait, he has beaten the Eagles.
He did beat us, but that team we came in as the Walking Dead. So.
He beat the shit out of you last year in the regular season too.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, if I'm being honest, I'm keeping it real, and I'm trying to be honest. Like I said, I think Dak's a better regular season quarterback. I don't think he's a very good big game quarterback. But I would say I'll be honest, I would take Dak before I would take Mayfield.
Now, how about this one?
I hate saying it.
If you're Stephen Jones, I mean, and Joe Burrow wants out, I'm telling you, if Joe Burrow doesn't win this year, I would want the fuck out of Cincinnati. And if I'm Dallas,
you're the first one.
I would do everything in my power to try to make a trade for Cincinnati to get Joe Burrow in there.
But I'll say this though, if Dak don't take them to the NFC Championship game,
what's the point of paying him 60?
He's got to go.
Mark, don't you agree? If you have a transition plan, I mean, and you don't go anywhere, and you get bumped in the opening round, and then you're going into an 11th year, it's like you're in the toilet bowl. You're just circling. You're not going down. You're not doing anything. It's got to get to a point where there's got to be a return.
Ask a question here. What other rookie coach has Super Bowl or bust on him?
Nobody. You're in Dallas, though.
What does that mean? To me, it's not the coach. That shit. You know what? Sorry. The star is tarnished, bro. It's been 30 years in aptitude. I keep hearing this. Well, we got standards.
Telling me that.
You have standards, but you're sitting there going home alone in the club because your standards are so fucking high that the chick that wants to go ahead and
he's already given Dak a pass. He's already given him a pass for this year.
You can't go ahead and hold on, bro.
Dak Prescott's a 32-year-old quarterback. Of course,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but now you have a first-time head coach and a whole new coaching staff, and you literally
have an excuse. Hurts deals with that every year.
Okay, he deals with an offensive coordinator. We wipe the slate clean on everybody. Dude, you're starting all over from an ass team last year, and you're bringing in more players.
Wait a minute. Let me show you this, Mark. Okay. 2022, they went to the Super Bowl, and they hired a training wheels coordinator, and they fucking fell apart. That could go down the route this time the same way.
True.
The last time they had success, they hired outside the organization twice, Steichen, and also what they did with Kellen a year ago. There's no giving that thing's going to be a fucking success. Okay, so Hurts has to deal with that and overcome that. 6 different coordinators. They're still winning. Dude, I disagree, Mark. I think Dallas has a standard. Bro, you're the biggest brand in the world. You can't fucking go 7-9.
I didn't say 7-9. I said the team is better. But to say that to go from 7-9 last year to NFC Championship with the brand new coach, you're putting expectations that maybe aren't there yet.
They went from a nuclear meltdown where they were 6-8 in the last 13 games and won the Super Bowl the following year.
That's right.
Okay, I'm just saying.
No excuses, Mark.
You're carving up excuses.
No excuses. No excuses. Brand. Okay, I hear what you Eagles are saying, but you're getting ahead. You're getting the horse before the cart right now.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is now and never. All in Dak Prescott.
Okay.
What do you got this year? Let's see.
Really
he's going to fail. That's what it is. You already know he's going to fail.
If Dak Prescott right now were to retire, what kind of career would he have had in Dallas, in your opinion?
Tony Romo.
Okay.
I mean, basically, right now he's on the precipice of breaking Tony Romo's Cowboys records.
Wow.
So that's where you are. I mean, you've got Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Danny White, Tony Romo, Dak Prescott. I mean, that's where you would be. If he could get to a Super Bowl and win it, then he's number 3. but he's got to do that. That's the only thing that's missing from his career right now.
For you, Philly, why did disrespect around the National Football League and around in the media circles about Jalen Hurts?
I think there's a lot of people within the media, and just my opinion, that have been wrong about him, have been like totally wrong about him. And they can't humble themselves enough to say, hey, look, I was wrong about the kid. So they look for these reasons to make excuses on why he's not a good quarterback or why he can't do this or he can't do that. But all he does is keep winning. So, to me, I don't put a lot of stock in what they say.
But here, I'm going to put, when you see a PFF ranking or you see Chris Sims,
I don't
whatever. Well, I'm just saying here, when you're talking about the best talents, I said this yesterday, and you tell me if you agree. When you look at the other guys that are ranked ahead of him, it's because you're based on individual skill set. Nobody's ever going to say Lamar Jackson is a greater. I mean, Tom Brady is a greater athlete than Lamar Jackson. That's just not going to happen. The problem that you have with those lists is this. I think you have to be the smartest player in the league at that position to win, the best teammate to win. And Hurts falls in that line. Jalen Hurts, when you line him up with Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, bro, he's not in the room with them. But is he smarter than Lamar? Yes. I think he sees the game better than Lamar. I think he's smarter at times than Josh Allen. You win Super Bowls with smarts. You don't have to be the greatest athlete to win the Super Bowl. Does anybody going to tell me that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady are spectacular athletes over Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson? No. I think he sees the game better than those other guys. And that's what makes him a great player in that position. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine.
He's a smart kid, man.
He is a smart kid, and to me, he doesn't succumb to pressure. The bigger the moment, he seems to play better. So I think he's a winner. I don't think that this league and the way we judge players now, and I've said this before in this show, I don't think the way we look at quarterbacks or other positions, like we don't judge them by the same standards that we used to judge them by. And one of those things was winning. That used to mean a lot. It seems like now it's all about the stats, the touchdown passes, the throwing yards. But going into the playoffs and winning the big games, people, they turn their nose to it. And I think that's wrong.
How about this one here? This is one for you, Philly. Do you have any concern because the buddy relationship and the butt-buddy relationship that Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni has, that he's going to have more influence in the play calling than what he did a year ago with Kellen Moore? Because, again, that relationship with Brian Johnson was there also when they elevated him. Jalen Hurts and him were boys back to Houston. Do you get any concern that gives Nick more latitude to go in there? Because, remember, he's never been a play caller. He's a novice in this.
Okay? No, I don't think so. I'm not gonna
He's done it before. He did it with Brian.
But the thing is like the identity is established with this offense. A couple years ago, we didn't have Saquon Barkley. They were trying to do things that we weren't. Now you got Saquon Barkley. You've accepted that you're going to run the ball a lot. Okay, we're going to be one of the few teams that run the ball as much as we are. I don't think that you need a surgeon general to be the offensive coordinator. I don't think so. If you were running complex wide receiver schemes and routes and doing all this stuff, you need a better coordinator. But for what the Eagles are, the way they're built, I don't think you need a brain surgeon.
Is Dak Prescott a Hall of Fame candidate?
No, not even close.
Mark?
Not without a Super Bowl.
So you think Phillip Rivers is not a Hall of Famer?
Hell no.
Oh,
no. I'd have to look at his numbers, but I don't think so.
Hall of Fame.
Well, Rivers never won in the playoffs either.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to Canton.
No, it doesn't.
Super Bowls don't validate Canton.
No, but they sure help.
Okay, Eli will be in there.
They sure help.
Okay, well, I can name you. There's more quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame that haven't won Super Bowls.
Yeah,
than there are that have.
I don't think Dak's a Hall of Famer. I don't think Tony Romo's a Hall of Famer. Listen, I don't even think Donovan McNabb.
I'm a Cowboy homer, and I don't think Tony Romo is.
Think Dan Marino and a guy like Warren Moon aren't Hall of Fame players?
Yes, those two are. Yes.
They're probably two of the greatest. I mean, pure passers I've ever watched.
Although Warren Moon's playoffs were atrocious.
Warren Moon.
Well, they ran that stupid
Playoffs
run and shoot, and you couldn't run. They couldn't run the ball in the playoffs. It's like what you see with a lot of quarterbacks today. You go into the playoffs. You want to throw during the season. These guys throw 35 times a game. You get in the playoffs. It's not that kind of game anymore. The quarterbacks that throw a lot lose. Including Dallas, because look at Dak and his interceptions when he gets to. I mean, I've never seen a guy go to the playoffs and throw a pick six. I mean, it's like every playoff game, I know Dak Prescott will throw a pick six. It'll happen, or he'll run out the clock with no timeouts. You think Dan Fouts is not a Hall of Fame player? No, I think he is. I don't think it stops you from getting the Hall of Fame, but I think that
it helps you get in there.
Helps you more than it hurts you. Look, I think Randall Cunningham should be in the Hall of Fame, but I don't think McNabb should be in the Hall of Fame.
How about Jim Kelly?
Randall changed Jim Kelly, yeah, of course.
Jim Kelly should.
Hall of Famer. Yeah, I think those. I think Eli Manning. Look, I think Eli Manning should get in because of his Super Bowls.
Okay,
I think if you look at Eli, he won a Super Bowl against an undefeated Patriots team. Both times he won, and I hate Eli Manning. I hate the Giants. Both times he won, he was on the road as a playoff wildcard team. And he went in, he beat Dallas, was a 1 seed. Green Bay was like a 2 seed. He beat all these 1 seeds like twice. I think he actually gets in because of those rings.
Well, how about this about Eli? I agreed with you on that, Philly. But when you're talking about Eli, the last 10 years, he was 61 and 105.
I know.
He threw more picks than touchdowns.
He stunk.
And he's got a 500 record. He's 117 and 117.
I know.
That's Hall of Fame.
But it's not. But the
Super Bowls
have to help. I think the Super Bowls put you over the top. I do. I think if Jalen Hurts wins one more Super Bowl, he's going to Hall of Fame. That's the way I think.
With less than 30,000 passing yards, would be the only.
If he wins 2 Super Bowls, he's going to the Hall of Fame. So,
well, I don't know, man.
The guy that would be 3 Super Bowls. What if he wins 3 Super Bowls? Let's say he wins 2 more in the next 5 years. You think he's going?
I think there's a great chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that. You know what, though? You go in also with your accomplishments in what you accomplished in the league.
I agree. But for guys that don't have the numbers,
Super Bowls will matter.
Super Bowls is what I'm saying. Yes.
Super Bowls
for instance, if Barkley goes out and has another 2,000-yard season, he'll be the first player in history to ever do it. That will help him get in, even though he doesn't maybe have the numbers from being with the Giants.
Who do you think's had a better career, Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley?
To this point, I think McCaffrey has had a better career as a whole. I think Saquon's best years are the next 2 to 3.
Wait, what's his name? Has nearly 550 receptions.
As of right now, where in what they've done so far, you got to give McCaffrey the nod. But I believe that the prime years for Barkley are starting right now.
Do you think CeeDee Lamb is on a projection to be a Hall of Famer?
No.
Yes.
No.
Are you kidding me? The numbers for him to start his career?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll agree to disagree on that one.
He's better than Dez Bryant.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
CeeDee's better than Dez.
CeeDee Lamb's numbers, yes, right now, and you're going to see him be able to continue to roll. I mean, he's got the Dallas Cowboys single-season record of 1,700 yards. Even with freaking Cooper Rush last year throwing to him, he had 1,100 yards.
Wow. I voted for, by the way, Dez for the College Football Hall of Fame last year.
And he should be there. Dez was an incredible athlete. But Dez, the thing about Dez, why his career wasn't able to go, was Dez was a basically dry in the dirt guy. Make the shit up and be able to roll. But and he could just out physical people. Unfortunately, when he started slowing down, he didn't have the skill set to be able to continue to perform in the same level. And see, that's where Jerry Rice was such a tactician, Even though he got older, he could rely on his route running and things and being in the right place at the right time. And that's the difference with Des Bryant. Des Bryant, young, was an incredible athlete and a great wide receiver, but it just didn't maintain as he got older.
Last question for you guys. First, Philly. Yesterday was the last dress rehearsal. How you feeling about, do you have enough talent on that football team, in your opinion, with all the losses that you have and a lot of the question marks that you have with guys that have not performed before and a lot of injured dudes? You got Nolan still injured. You still got Jacoby injured, and your first-round draft choice won't be ready probably until August. That's what they're saying, that he may come sooner because he's younger. How do you feel about it?
I feel great.
Dominican?
I feel great. I think they're more than talented. I think there's two questions that we've got to ask ourselves about the team, the cornerback and the safety position. I think we're going to have to see how that plays out. But I like the young talent. I like that this young talent played inside the playoffs last year and performed well. So I expect them to play good, especially down the stretch. We'll see where they are health-wise coming into the season. That, of course, will be important, but I think they have more than enough to go back and win again.
Have you done enough, Mark, to prepare yourself for September 4th to beat that Eagle team?
I still think there's a lot of question marks in our secondary, although Diggs is saying that he's shooting for September 4th, which I'm not sure how much rust he's going to have. That's going to be my worry, is the secondary. And I still think the Cowboys still need more help on the defensive line to stop the run.
Will you have Micah under contract by the time September 4th comes?
I think they will. Micah seems to be planning on being at training camp. He's already got a house in Oxnard for training camp for himself and his family to stay at. He's saying all the right things and all that, and I hope that the Cowboys get the thing done. I don't want to see a situation where – see, here's the thing that people don't understand about Micah Parsons being there at training camp. It not only hurts Micah Parsons, but it also hurts the rest of the team, because if you have a guy like Tyler Guyton who's going against Micah Parsons in practice, it makes him better. It makes everybody else better, and you're going to miss the leadership standpoint.
Don't you see that shit-eating grin over there at Philly, man? He's just looking at you right now. And why do I get the sense he's laughing at everything you say about your Cowboys? I mean, look at him.
Because he's laughing at everything I say about my Cowboys?
Yeah.
Well, because it's a broken record for 7 years. It's the same thing every year.
You know what?
That Dallas team can't run the ball, and they can't stop the run. You don't win in this league if you can't do those.
You know what? An inventor can be wrong 99 times, but once he finally gets it right, that one thing he gets right makes him rich. Okay.
I'll take the odds. I'll take the odds.
But once he gets that sucker right,
I'll take those odds. This is not the one time.
I can't wait for September 4th. Mark,
you watch. Mark's going to come in. He's going to come in all sad after we kick that team's ass.
Man.
We got a lot of stuff. Dak didn't get any help. The new offensive line, they couldn't make any stops, and the Eagles line just took advantage of us, and Barkley just wore us down.
Are you still?
It's not Dak's fault.
Mark, can you imagine if you win?
Poor Dak.
Oh my God! It might crush Philly 5. He might not show up. Are you still guaranteeing a victory?
I'm just going to say playoffs. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. If we lose week 1,
okay.
Playoffs.
Look at Philly. If we lose, so what? I don't care, man. It's all about us.
Playoffs.
Getting to Santa Clara.
More. See, Dallas has got more pressure than us.
Right?
That's how I see you, because you've got a team that hasn't won anything. They haven't proved anything. My team is going to have a banner rose that says they're Super Bowl champions. I think the pressure is on Dak Prescott. I think
Hollywood
it's on
Eagles that have.
I don't think it's on the Eagles.
Okay, your refrigerator's full.
Wait a minute.
I don't think it's on the Eagles.
Do you, Mark? Do you think you have more pressure on you guys in that game?
No.
How can a quarterback, 32 years old, not have pressure?
This is the Christians versus the Lions. Okay. We're the sacrificial team.
How can that
You're
be?
not supposed to win this one.
We got to Philly. He's setting you up, Philly, with that. See what
I
he's
know.
doing?
I don't even listen to that. I just ignore that because I know
He
what
does
he's doing.
whole shoot. Those guys are so fucking good. I
But
don't
the
know.
thing
I
about
really
it is,
don't
Dak
believe it.
Prescott's a 32-year-old quarterback that hasn't shown that he can
31.
win. You can't tell me that he doesn't
31.
come into this season without pressure.
31.
And that this game, 32. I think it'll be 32 by the time season starts,
31.
right?
Let's fuck that. 31. Hey, Mark, tell the folks
31,
out
33. What's the difference?
Let's look up Joe Boo Sports Report on everything, okay? JOBU or Mark Holmes. Either one, you'll find me.
there. How about Champ?
Or
How they
licking
can-
Dak's balls. There you go. Type that in too.
My God almighty, what a way to end it. I will see you guys. Thank you so much for doing it. And Mark,
How do I do this shit?
you're fighting.
How do I do
Mike,
this
Mark, you've been fighting very hard the last 3, man.
Keep fighting,
Hey,
Mark.
I mean, because
You ain't going nowhere.
hope
He's
alive.
just throwing punch. He's doing this.
Hey.
And he's going nowhere. I'm just
Hey,
holding his
what are you
head.
saying? He's flailing?
Yeah, he's just throwing like this, and I'm just holding his head. Super Bowl
Oh,
champ,
my
Super Bowl
God.
champ, Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl champ.
You guys are fucked up. Man. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, man.
Wait, one question. How did the Rumble go with Howard Eskin and the crew?
No, we're working on it.
Oh, okay.
I know we're getting that. Yeah, no, Angelo's already agreed. Howard's got to find time. You guys have inspired. Thank you, bros.
Peace. Thank
Peace
you.
out.
You got it. Boy, that September 4th is going to be something else to watch. I cannot wait. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. We may have to do a special on that Friday. Mark will be incorrigible if they win. Holy shit. How many video? If the Cowboys win, there'll probably be 17,000 videos. He'll probably do this while he's sleeping. Oh, yeah. There'll be a video on him while he's sleeping. He'll be like this. I just woke up. The Cowboys beat the Eagles. Holy cow. Guys, I appreciate you guys so much, man. Don't forget our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason, because they win. With over $30 billion recovered. Told you that's what makes them #1. $26 million they got for a family in Pennsylvania. They got $12 million for a family in Florida. They are just absolutely the best injury attorneys in the United States of America. For more information, do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sil sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Your financial future is on the line. Are you ready for what's next? At Leone & Company Wealth Management, we help young professionals, business owners, and pre-retirees navigate the complexities of building and protecting wealth. For young professionals, we'll help you grow your wealth, plan for your future, and make the most of your hard-earned dollars. For business owners, we provide strategies to protect your company, manage risks, and create a lasting legacy for both your business and personal wealth. For pre-retirees, we'll design a plan to secure your retirement, ensuring you can live comfortably and confidently in your next chapter. Whether you're just starting out, managing a thriving business, or preparing for retirement, we're here to help you take control of your financial future. The first consultation is on us. Get the advice you need without the cost. Let's make your financial vision a reality. Take the next step. Scan the QR code to schedule your free consultation today. And of course, go Birds.
goal at the 6.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong as the #1 health insurer in the region. No IBX is always looking out for you.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Big Cells. Hit that like button. Yes, sir, man. I love that battle royale. Great stuff. Guys were great. All right. I got a couple breakout athletes in the NFL this year. We're going to do that. We're going to go around the NFL. Just some camp notes that I made. Some folks that were sending me some information. By the way, Dak Prescott or Baker Mayfield? Who do you think's a better quarterback? I mean, if you had to take a quarterback right now to build your football team, who would you take, Dak or Baker Mayfield? Man, I might take Baker. I mean, Dak Prescott over Baker. If you had to have one of those quarterbacks for a playoff game, I'm taking Baker Mayfield. And you want to hear this? Baker's contract is up at the end of the year, and he makes $30 million. Baker Mayfield is not going to stay in Tampa unless Tampa gives him north of 50. He's a $50 million guy. Shit, dude, if Kyler Murray is making 46, okay? Yeah, look at Xander. I'm taking Baker too. I'm not taking fucking Dak. I know what Dak is. Baker to Vegas. Listen, if that guy plays like he did last year and the last 2 years, he's going to make $50 million and he's going to handpick his place. I see that guy being like the Raiders. How do you not look at him? Geno Smith, you're not going anywhere with Geno Smith. I don't give a shit what Pete Carroll thinks, how much success he kind of had with Geno in Seattle. Geno is a good player. Do you know who Geno is? Geno's Kirk Cousins. He's that kind of shit. Yeah, okay. That's not a real big surprise. You know why? You can't hold out for more money. Why do you guys think some of these players hold out and take a little longer to sign? You guys know why? Why do you think some guys take longer? Like Jihad Campbell's. Was he drafted in April? Yeah. You guys know why some take longer? Why on the guarantee? It has something to do with the guaranteed money. Little bit there with that. Agent headlines, no. Okay. So, like, if you sign a contract, here. Let me show you something here. I'll show you why some of these rookies' salaries, NFL. Here we go. Let's take here's the number one pick. By the way, it doesn't matter who the number one pick is. There's a set scale. First year he makes $8.865 million. Okay. And it's a sliding scale. Okay. The minimum he can make is to $850,000 if you get drafted. That's the minimum. that you'll make, okay? Here's what happens. An organization that's cheap will come in and go, signing bonus. Like what was Cam's signing bonus? Cam Ward's signing bonus. It's really shitty how they do it too. So Cam's signing bonus is $32 million. Okay. 50-year option. Titans have the option to extend a 5th year. Total value of the deal is $48.7 million. The signing bonus is 32. That's the money. All of that is guaranteed. Okay. Here's what teams do. If they want to cut you before that contract is up and you go and sign with like the Eagles, the money the Eagles give you, if you still are owed $1 million on that contract, and the Eagles give you a $300,000 signing bonus, okay, that means that money, the Titans are only owed to Cam $700,000. That's not what that is. That's why players hold out like Joey Bosa back in the day. They want to be able to offset the money. And, that's an organizational thing. That's how they fuck some of the guys over. Like if they cut a guy, someone that signs him, they'll pick up the remaining part of that rookie contract if you're a first rounder. And you have to prorate that salary and that remaining money of the guaranteed money out to that player. No, this is what it should be. You owe me $32 million signing bonus. You fucking pay me. If the Eagles want to give me $700,000, that's $700,000. You signed a contract. But NFL owners don't want to do that. They want to offset the money. Even though it's illegal, they still do it. So, yeah. So when I every time I hear fans do this, hey, Sills, kid signed a contract. Yeah, I know. Be great if the NFL owners and teams honored the contracts that they signed. So there was probably language in the signing bonus that took a little time. Oh, and also the deferred money out. Like, here, what's the 32nd pick? Thirty-second pick. Jihad Campbell. That contract won't come out probably till next week. 32nd pick, 2024. Signing bonus. Okay. $2,024. Here you go. So that signing bonus is probably deferred out. And what and his signing bonus. Remember, the agents get 10% of that. So here, 2024. Here we go. Look at the money he's going to make in 2025. He's going to make a killing. That's a pretty good money for a kid who's banged up. He's going to make he's going to make a total of $12 million. Boy, that's a big cry. That guy should have been the 15th player taken. He's a $5 million a year guy. He's an $18 million a year guy. You got an $18 million a year guy for about $13 million. That's why that contract, I told you earlier, Jihad Campbell is a Ferrari that was in an accident. And the original owner turned the car in. Is there anything wrong with the Ferrari? No, it just had a dent in it. They got a discounted Ferrari. It's still a Ferrari. You just got it cheaper. That's a great deal. I'll take a Ferrari with a dent in it. Fix the dent, still a Ferrari. We're not talking about a different engine. We're not talking about a different car. It's the same thing. Okay? I mean, it's a great pick. Here's Ben. They could sign Jahir to a deal and add bonuses and incentives. Like if he gets too many picks, so many picks and pass deflections. Yes. But again, he's going to be in a bidding war. How much of a bidding war? He's a game-changing player. So if I'm Jahir Alexander, I have to look at it this way. If I go to Philly, the better the team, the less the money. Right? You understand that, right? The lesser the team, the more the money. The better the team, the lesser the money. Why? You're going to make more money on a shitty team. You got to determine right now where you are at 28. You want to take the bag of money? This is what the agent's telling them. All right. Do you want to go to Philly, play a year under a shitty contract, $9 million? I heard the guys talking about this earlier, okay? Okay, I heard them talking about this earlier. Do this. When I do this, I'm 28 years old. I'm a great football player. I'm not going to the Hall of Fame. I'm not a Hall of Fame player. I'm a great player, but I'm not a Hall of Fame player. Do you take the bag of money and say, fuck it, I'll go to Tennessee and get 15, 16 million? Go there, you get cut after 18 months, and your career's like in a toilet, and then you'll be searching around, you'll be a vagabond guy. Or do you go to Philly, help them win a Super Bowl? You go into free agency, and you sign a 2-year contract at $35 million. Or even the worst case scenario, you go to Philly, you make it to the NFC Championship game, you get bounced. You had a great year. You're still going to make $15 million. Okay? Ask yourself this, though. Why did Green Bay move off of him? Injuries. So if I'm Howie, you know what the value to me is for Jahir Alexander? Here would be my value. Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, don't talk to me about talent level when you're talking about that guy. If that guy came onto your football team right now, he'd be the best defensive back on your team. That's how good he is. I hate to give you reality talk, but he'd be the best. But if I'm Howie, what's the price to that? Okay. Here's what I would do. Okay, I'm 28. How many more bags of money? Yeah. Cooper's not a fucking corner. Absolutely, he's better. Dude, I saw Adam Thielen school that kid. Alexander's not getting schooled by Adam Thielen. But it's health. Now, again, Cooper's going to be a superstar. I think they got to land him in a spot, though. Okay? Again, a nickel corner versus a premier man-to-man corner. It's like talking to me about a number 2 receiver versus a number 1. How in the world do you make that distinction when you're going against the second best corners? And how many teams have 2 great corners? You don't even have one. The Eagles are not with the second have a great second corner. You got a guy that was cut and a guy who couldn't make the roster, a guy who couldn't make the starting lineup or the backup to the starter a year ago. You guys are trying to sell me on that. Oh, a year older. Okay. What is this, his 3rd year on the team? Okay. Pretty soon he'll be on the fucking GI Bill. I mean, yeah. And I saw Adam Thielen, a 35-year-old guy, school your kid. Sure, okay. Anyway, this is what I would do. First, I'll do the player, and then I'll do Howie. If I'm the player, how much is winning me to me at 28? Would I take a $9 million deal to play in Philly? I think Philly bite on that. I think Philly would bite on that. I'd bite on that. 12, I would have kept Slay. I would have kept Slay. Okay, I mean, because, and the reason I would have kept Slay's been banged up. That guy's been hurt. Now, you signed a guy with a history of injuries in Barkley. Same thing. 3 of the last 5 years in New York, he was hurt. Oh, by the way, Prince, I would never, untradeable guys on the Eagles, here's who I would not trade. I would not trade Lane. I would not trade Bellotta. I would not trade Barkley. I would not trade Baun, Carter, Cooper. The rest of them, let me hear your offer. I mean, again, it's a zone defense. There's nothing locked down about zone. I'm not saying you're not good in the zone, but again, get this. You see this? He says Mitchell. I saw James Bradbury have a Pro Bowl year back there. You signed him to a 3-year contract extension that paid him $12 million a year. What happened? The zone didn't have good linebacker play or safety play in 23. That's what happened. Guys were all gung-ho. Howie shit the bed on that deal. I would have done it too. He had a great 22. I would have done it too. If I'm Alexander and I'm Howie, man, I'm not moving north of 9. 9 is even maybe rich. 8.5, probably in my wheelhouse. That would make me pause and I'd look up. 13 or 12, I have no interest in that move. I'll stick to what I got and go draft a corner in the draft next year with all my draft picks. Not doing it. Doesn't make sense. I still got Carter and a lot of other guys that if they have big years, I've got to determine what I'm going to do financially with them. So, I mean, that's what I would do. Now, if I'm the player, would I bite on that? Depends on what. Let's do this. Baltimore's going to be in the same boat with this. Baltimore's not going to offer him more than $9 million. Why? You got Humphrey on one side. You got the two safeties, Malachi and Kyle Hamilton. So, I mean, Baltimore's one of the destinations. Okay. Baltimore's going to offer him $15 million? No fucking way. And for what I'm understanding with Les Snead and Kevin Demoff, the Rams would rather bring Jalen Ramsey back. Okay, they'd rather bring Ramsey back than sign and go after Jair Alexander. God, what's his name? Sean McVay likes Ramsey more. Seals the schema zone. But I've seen Q play man. You played man 3% of the time. You played 157 snaps in base. Well, how many plays do you think he played? Bro, they paid 157 plays in base defense. I mean, 3% of the time you played man coverage. You didn't play any man a year ago. You were 3% man in 2024. I got the numbers right here. Eagles play on defense. I got to type this into my, because Clint sent this over. "25% of the snaps played man coverage. 25% of the time. And cover 2. Cover 1, you were 24% of the time. So 24% and 76% of the time you were in zone. I mean, I don't know. It don't sound like lockdown corner to me. I keep hearing Jihad isn't a fit for Fangio's scheme, but isn't going from man to zone absolutely true. Yes. Now, again, it's also got to be buying in. You got to buy into it. You got to want to do it. Remember, Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey didn't want to do it in Miami. I'm going to tell you this, too. If I'm those two dudes, I'm kicking myself in the head because that's what Vic envisioned. They were pretty, if I'm not mistaken, Prince, help me out here. They were pretty good in pass rush, right? In Miami when Vic was the coordinator. If those two guys had bought in, how good could the Miami Dolphins have been defensively? They didn't buy in. They didn't believe. What did they say? He was outdated. Right? They had a pretty good, I think they were 5th in pass rushing. 7th in defense, okay? The Dolphins were 7th in defense. And they didn't buy in. So Alexander would have to buy into that. And I'm not sure. Miami couldn't stop the run yet. They didn't have defensive tackles. They just couldn't. I want to go around the league a little bit. I got a couple cliff notes here going around the league. Some really great. And when you hear coaches talking, here, let me go. Here it is. I got to tell you, hearing how Ben Johnson is coaching Caleb Williams, Dave Wannstedt told me this. I guess I guess that Caleb overthrew a couple passes in the OTAs. And Ben jumped in his ass and said, "Hey, you're too good for this shit. You've got to be better. That's a shitty look. That's dumb." Everybody heard it. He was knee deep in his ass. He was asked after practice, "Would you make of Coach Johnson getting in your ass like that in Chicago?" He went, "Great." That means Caleb Williams is buying into what this guy's selling. Caleb Williams wants to be coached hard. That's a great thing. I think Jalen Hurts, I think he likes to be coached hard. And I think that's going to coach the laziness out of him. That's a good thing. I'm a fan of that kind of style of coaching. So I'm going to say this. I never thought I would say it. I think Caleb Williams is going to have a breakout year under Ben Johnson. Yes, sir. I think he's going to have a breakout year, especially with the way they rebuilt the O-line. I like that. That's the first. Hey, let me tell you something about OTAs, 7-on-7, which is stupid to make an assessment on anything. But when I hear a coach jumping in your ass on 7-on-7, or you're in full gear, that's a coaching style that won't change. That's a good thing. And I think that kid needs it. Jason Taylor went from 4.3 to 34. Saban got him the Hall of Fame. Well, who drafted him? Just curious. Who drafted Jason Taylor? Bears are trash. We'll see. I tell you what, I like what they've done up there. At least they're trying. At least they're trying. And they're trying to get better. Here, I got a bunch of notes here. Okay. Here. Arizona. What do you make of Kyler Murray? Got Marvin Harrison Jr. Where are you going? Kyler Murray. His career has been what? Underwhelming. He's been underwhelming. Okay? I may have. I mean, are you going to take Caleb Williams or are you going to take J.J. McCarthy? Are all teams trying? Well, let me ask you this. Senior goes, aren't all teams trying? You think the Jets are trying? Senor, you think the Jets are trying? The Jets haven't made the playoffs in 13 years. Signing Alexander now shouldn't affect the 2026 draft comp picks either. Yes. Correct. Jets aren't trying. You think Carolina's trying? Kind of. Vikings taking the Vikings over the Bears. Okay. Vikings got a better. Vikings have a better roster than the Bears. Yes. Last year you had a quarterback that shit the bed. Didn't matter what your roster was. It's all going to come down to J.J. McCarthy. How good is he? Michael Penix in Atlanta. What do you make of him? Underwhelming. I mean, unless this guy breaks out, and this guy has some psycho year. Have you seen anything from him where you go like this? Where you go like this? Michael Penix. You think Michael Penix? Got Bijan Robinson. Okay. I don't know. Baltimore. All right. I mean, I need more from Lamar. I need more. Lamar's got to play better. Get this. Lamar's got to be better than he was a year ago. I mean, I don't know. I mean, dude, what you're doing now is not enough. And you've been playing great. You just got to be better. That's crazy. I know. That, my comment there is more of an indictment on the organization. Buffalo. This is going to be crazy for me to say because you guys know I love Josh Allen. No, he's not. You really think that a guy, Kirk Cousins, could rush for 800 yards and 10 touchdowns and 1,100 yards rushing, throw for 41 touchdowns and 4,200 yards? Really? Yeah. Yo, you and I have great debates. Here's on Josh Allen. He's got to play better than his MVP year. I mean, he's just got to be better. He's got to be another MVP guy, and he's got to be better because you just don't have shit on that team. And I don't know you could play any better. But you know what happens to the Bills? The Bills get into a game that's a tight game in the playoffs. They overthink the room, and they play in a shitty division, and they're not prepped and ready to play tight games. Lamar regular season, he's the Harlem Globetrotters. Playoffs, he's Bronny James. He doesn't have I'm not going to say he doesn't have a good team, because he does. And now he's got a better team. It is. He's got to win. Bryce Young. I mean, I like the kid. I really do. I mean, I like the guy. But is he the guy? Cleveland. So you have 5 quarterbacks in the room. Do you have one? If you've got 5 quarterbacks, you don't have one. There's one quarterback in Philly. There's one quarterback in Buffalo. I mean, they're telling me Flacco. They're telling me Dylan Gabriel. They're telling me Shador. What is it? Kenny Pickett. Come on, man. You don't have one guy in the building. Dallas. What version of Prescott are you going to see? I'm just about out on Dak. Where are you going? Why would you stay in Dallas if you're Prescott? I would not stay in Dallas. What's the point? You're running out of time. Your career is running out. Are you really going to retire Tony Romo? Is that what you're going to? And the richest quarterback ever. Right now, if Dak Prescott retired, he would retire the all-time leading passer in Cowboy history and the richest Cowboy of all time, salary-wise. How do you quantify that? What'd you win? I won 4 playoff games. I mean, I made the most money of any quarterback of all time in franchise history. Okay. And I won more games, and I broke all the records of every quarterback that's ever played here. I don't even know if I could say that's great. I guess so. But you walk out of the room going, what are you, Jim Hart? Ken Anderson? You weren't better than Donovan McNabb. Patrick Mahomes. Do I dare say this about Mahomes? How many people think Mahomes was elite last year? Was he elite taking that horseshit offense to the Super Bowl for a 3rd straight year? Probably. But when he needed to be elite, I didn't see elite last year. Like, is that guy going to get back to that level we saw 3 years ago? He's only 28. I mean, but when I watched him last year, I thought Joe Burrow was better. I mean, as a pure player, I thought Burrow was better. So I don't know. I mean, are we ever going to see that guy from a couple of years ago? I am not high on the Chiefs. I mean, yeah. Well, they won a Super Bowl without him and been to 2 without him. I don't think it's a Tyreek Hill thing. I do think it's a talent level thing on that offense. They just don't have a lot of offensive guys. I mean, but when I see him, I don't know, man, I don't see that same guy I saw a couple of years ago. Yeah, I mean, Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis. Holy cow. Has that been an absolute just that thing has been just a disaster. It's just not been good. I mean, oh, I wrote this down too. I forgot this. I got to get to it. So NBC wrote down the top general managers in the NFL. And here are my top 10 general managers. Hit the like button, guys, please, if you can. Here's NBC's, and I'll give you mine. They got Jason Light, number 10, Tampa Bay. They've got John Schneider, Super Bowl winner, number 9, Seattle. I know John, great GM. Brandon Beane, Buffalo. How do you think that guy's done handling the salary cap over the last 2 years? I mean, really? You think that guy's a top 10 GM? With what? Who's their top players that they've drafted? Am I missing that? What has that GM done in Buffalo? Or isn't that Allen? I don't know. They got John Lynch, 7, San Francisco. They've got Brad Holmes, who's done a great job in Detroit, number 6. They got Brian Gutekunst, Green Bay, at 5. Eric DeCosta, 4, took over for Ozzie, did a great job. Baltimore is 4. They got Les Snead, 3, Rams. They got Brett Veach, Kansas City, 2. And they got Howie Roseman, number 1. All right, here's mine. And I didn't have all their guys because I don't believe some of these guys. I don't believe Gutekunst. What's Green Bay done? I mean, how good is Green Bay? I think they're good. They're great. Me, here's mine. Number 10. I got John Lynch. I think John's done a nice job there. Number 9. I got Jason Light, Tampa Bay Bucks, Super Bowl winning GM. I think he's done a great job. They got some pretty good ball players on that team. The more I cover them, the more they got really good players. Number 8, I put Adam Peters in Washington. I mean, I think Adam Peters has done a whale of a job in Washington coming off the Daniel Snyder era. They've added pieces. They got Jaden Daniels. They hit on the quarterback. I think Adam Peters is a rising star in the NFL as a general manager. I got John Schneider, number 7. Yes, he is a Hall of Fame GM. I got Brad Holmes, number 6. I think the trading of Matthew Stafford has been sensational. Number 5, I've got Eric DeCosta, Baltimore Ravens. Great job. I've added one. I got Nick Caserio, number 4, Houston Texans. How do you not look at the Texans and look at their defense and how it's been built? I mean, they went out a couple years ago, got the offensive rookie of the year, and then they got the defensive rookie of the year in the same draft. I mean, Will Anderson, CJ Stroud, the emergence of Nico Collins. Who else? I mean, all up and down that lineup. Stingley in the secondary. They traded and went out and got receivers and brought them in. I mean, shit, man. That's a good-looking football team. And he won 6 Super Bowls in New England. I got Brett Veach, number 3. I dropped him because I think they need to do a little bit better job at retooling that offensive talent on that team. Number 2, I got Les Snead, Rams. Rams are great. There's only one general manager better than him, and it's Howie right now. I always change my opinion on him. You know why? It's getting the draft, I think, right. Now, again, you guys have crowned him the talent evaluating expert. Remember something this coming year. If they were sold that Jordan Davis was a home run first-round pick, they would have extended him. That 13th pick is in question. Your 3 third-round picks are in question. Dean, and the other guy. What's his Dean, and there's one other third one. N'Kobe. Those 3 guys might not be on the football team at 26. So you got the 13th pick and 3 third-rounders that you're questioning on whether or not those guys are going to make the team and be on the ball club next year. All right, guys, our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, over $30 billion recovered. The number 1 injury law firm in America, thousands of attorneys from coast to coast. Make sure families get it right in protecting you if you've ever been injured. This will be the easiest decision that you'll ever make. For more info, do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529 and do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Your financial future is on the line. Are you ready for what's next? At Leone & Company Wealth Management, we help young professionals, business owners, and pre-retirees navigate the complexities of building and protecting wealth. For young professionals, we'll help you grow your wealth, plan for your future, and make the most of your hard-earned dollars. For business owners, we provide strategies to protect your company, manage risks, and create a lasting legacy for both your business and personal wealth. For pre-retirees, we'll design a plan to secure your retirement, ensuring you can live comfortably and confidently in your next chapter. Whether you're just starting out, managing a thriving business, or preparing for retirement, we're here to help you take control of your financial future. The first consultation is on us. Get the advice you need without the cost. Let's make your financial vision a reality. Take the next step. Scan the QR code to schedule your free consultation today. And of course, go Birds.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong as the #1 health insurer in the region. No IBX is always looking out for you.
EAGLES, Eagles.
That quote again on Malibu Hurts. Where is that thing, man? From John Clark. What a way to start the program out. I need a quarterback in Philly. A real one. Yeah. You got 5 guys, but you got to get a high school guy from St. Joe's Prep. Okay, hey, I need a quarterback in Philly and a real one, but a real one. I never get tired of AJ. Dear God, do not trade him. I'm wrong. I do not want that guy traded. There is no way would I want that guy traded. Are you crazy? Look at this, man. Need a quarterback in Philly. New Jersey. Yeah, in New Jersey for the summer. My main quarterback's not here throwing with me, so I need a quarterback. I need a real one, not a fanboy, just to hang out with me. Oh, my God. I'm not sure how to take this. I don't need a fanboy to hang out with me, but a real one. What the hell is he talking about? I mean, I don't need a fanboy and a buddy. I think that's cryptic. But hey, you know me. Okay, you know me. All right. Guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Please do me a favor and hit that like button. Big Z, how you doing, man? Big Joe, thank you. 2 to 6 tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow.